Have no fear, George is here. That is correct. Once again, it is only I, George Boutsalis, a.k.a. @Boutsalis on Instagram, and a.k.a. Cast co-founder on TikTok. That's right, I am on TikTok, and I'm making TikToks. I'm daily vlogging on TikTok. So if you want to follow the story of how Cast started, want to see how I do what I do and how our team does what they do, follow me on TikTok, and you'll see all the behind the scenes, all the goodies. That's @Cast co-founder. Check me out. Sorry, Rick, no plugs for you again because you're not here, and that's your fault, not mine. Just kidding, guys. Go follow @yourpal Rick. There you go. You're welcome, pal. Anyways, guys, to the episode. We had the super talented Toronto designer, artist, fashion icon, Devin Michaels. He is taking the fashion scene by storm. He basically took us through how he got into fashion from hockey, how he spent time traveling the world. Really, really interesting guy and really fun conversation. We just, everything was just flowing. We just got talking and time flew by and it was terrific. Guys, I cannot recommend Devin's clothing enough. We actually copped a couple pieces ourselves because they are dope as heck. I got a pair of the green shorts and Rick got a pair of the black ones. They're like the athletic shorts, the heavyweight mesh, all-in-one summer short. They're honestly tremendous, and I actually believe they're almost sold out. I caught the green are fire, the black are fire too. They're all fire, even the purple. We should have got purple for Cast, but anyways, Devin's stuff is dope as hell, man. Guys, check it out. You can follow him at @DevinMichaels_, or you can email him at info@devinmichaels.co, and his website is www.devinmichaels.co, and you will find out about the .co in this episode. Anyways, guys, without further ado, let's thank our sponsors first.
We'd like to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor, Cottage Springs. They make some of the greatest vodka waters, vodka sodas out there. Definitely check them out at your local LCBOs. 0 carbs, 0 grams of sugar. We've said it on this podcast numerous times. Some of the best drinks we've had. They just actually released a new raspberry lime vodka water and a new vodka lemonade. So check those out at your local LCBO or check them out online at Cottage Springs.
That vodka water, by the way, is in like a 4-liter box or something.
Yeah.
That thing looks like a good time. Can't wait to bust that up for the cottage.
Oh, yeah.
Want to give a shout out to RFP Design, our good friends, and our pal Andrew Moretti. They were gracious enough to donate to provide us with this incredibly beautiful couch that has really made our studio space and our online video pop a lot more. They make custom furniture. They do custom beds, custom couches, custom chairs, custom dressers. Anything you need for your house,
custom,
that they can make it. Andrew is not. He is a serial entrepreneur and one who is not shy to take on any new task or project. Nothing's too big or too small. They got to be one of the fastest growing custom furniture manufacturers in Canada. Shout out to them. Shout out to the team over there for making this amazing couch. Shout out to Andrew. Go check them out, guys. www.rfpdesign.com and let them know the pal sent you. And I guess last but certainly not least, give a shout out to Cast, our baby and the newest and hottest social voting platform. Also no social media, but we're trying to get away from that because we're trying to be a little more objective. And what we're trying to do is be the objective assembly of public opinion. How we do so is we remove the friction of participation in online conversations by allowing people to be honest, authentic, unique, objective, and just downright curious. We eliminate the social pressures. We eliminate the influence. We eliminate all of those things that would skew someone's opinion in order to deliver fully objective and transparent results to our users and let them think for themselves. Because at the end of the day, everyone should think for themselves. I think that's about it. Go to joincast.co to download now. We are in beta, but the app is still fully functional and is up and running. So get on there now to get your usernames and start casting today because it's about to blow up. My pal, LFG. Let's go. A third bar in the bottom.
Yep, I got you.
All right, well, let's jump right into it then.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
We're talking a little off air too. You're a hockey player. Do you still play at all?
No, I wish.
You're retired.
Fully. Forced retirement.
Okay.
Not injury, unfortunately. It was my level of play, unfortunately. But I still think about it. Still watch all the time. No, man. I come from Markham, so it's like the hometown. But living downtown, there's a lot less. Like, the opportunities right there, and my condo is so small. Being a goalie, the equipment would probably take up half of it, so it also stink up the whole thing. So unfortunately, not. I'd love to. I'd probably tear my groin, but I'm definitely willing to get out there. So If anyone needs
who'd you
one.
play for?
I was mostly in Markham, my hometown, like Markham Waxers, you name it. But I also did GTHL.
Did you play Stamkos?
He's a couple years older, but he went to my high school, actually. He went to my high school, yeah.
Okay.
He was definitely, everyone was looking up to him.
What high school did you go to?
1 to 2. I went to Brother Andre for the grade 11 and 12. And my first years, grade 9 and 10, I did Markham District.
I think that's where Becca went.
I have no idea. And my younger cousins go to Bill Carruthers out there.
Oh, okay, yeah, the sports school, right?
One, yeah. And they went there for a bit, and then they transferred out. I heard it's like crazy intense.
Yeah, it's really good. I think I was coming in the year that they was like coming in.
So
I definitely would have gone there, but it was too late for that. But beautiful school. Like,
did you have ambitions to go to the go pro or anything? Or kind of knew?
Yeah, of course. Like I have a brother that's of course, but I'm here. I have a brother who's 10 years older than me, so he was always playing hockey. So I was always following him around. Partially the reason I'm in fashion because I always tried to dress like him. But I followed him around. He was shooting pucks at me constantly as a little kid, tying me up to the net. Him and his friends would all come, and I'd be the little test dummy. And that's probably also why I was a goalie as well. Little pucks to the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, just always wanted to go pro. Didn't end up happening. I ended up traveling instead, and it worked out.
Nice, very cool.
So how'd you get from wannabe hockey superstar to fashion designer?
It's a weird middle, right? There's not really a middle. And honestly, I kind of feel like I grew up in the wrong time right now because sports and fashion are kind of coming more together, as you can see. Like NBA is obviously like the new runway. MLB, same thing. Hockey is starting to get there. I thought it was going to come this year with the bubble. They kind of allowed more people to walk in. But yeah, it was just generated from my brother. I always tried to dress like him, become like him. I always cared what I dressed and looked like to look cool for my brother. And they just kind of gradually grew from there. Even going to like high school, I always wanted to be the best dressed. I traveled for a while, and I was always known for like just dressing well. And yeah, I just kind of like gated into that.
When you traveled, did you travel with a carry-on or suitcase, or like 2 suitcases?
You know what? I'm a two guy. I like
the opposite of us.
I know. So many times.
It's tough.
I'll never check a bag.
I try not to.
I could fit. I fit a year's worth of clothes once in a carry-on.
I'm working on it. And don't get me wrong. Like I was gone for like 18 months. So
shit!
So I was traveling.
Let's talk about that because I was gone 13 months.
Okay, yeah. It was quite the time. So I was there kind of for work-ish. So I was kind of traveling around. I spent time in Asia, a little bit in Italy, and then I spent time in Australia. I was supposed to be there for 2 months, like everyone else. Stay there for way longer.
Yeah.
I was there for like 11, I think. Waited till my visa expired.
Yeah.
I try now to do like a weekend trip. I pack like a massive bag, but I'm doing better now.
But it's part of what you do, right? You got to be on brand. So like, I don't fault you. Like for me, I mean, like you guys said off air, like I dress like a dad, 100%. Like I don't care what the hell I wear. Like for me, it's about like just like easy, just one carry on. Yeah. Like when I did my 13 months, I literally traveled with one carry on bag.
I see.
I mean, 2 technically, but like I just never I didn't check a bag unless I was forced to.
Yeah.
And even then, I would put up a fight. Like I hate checking my fucking bag.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning just basics. You just gotta go like different color basics and like a basic with a small logo. Yeah. Nothing too bright so people know you wore it like the day before.
That's literally this T-shirt that I'm wearing.
You wore it yesterday.
Similar one. Actually, similar one. Honestly, like literally different color, but I have one. Pretty much my closet is like all pretty like one style of thing.
Yeah.
I wear one T-shirt. It's from a company called Buck Mason in LA.
Quick plug.
Shout out Buck Mason, sponsor us. Let's go.
They don't pay us. Fuck no sponsor.
No, but honestly, I really like them. They wear out a little bit, but they're like slub tees. They sit pretty well. All the same color. They have white, black, or these whatever plain colors. And that way too, if I like recycle them, whatever. But yeah, I just travel with like logoless stuff now. I kind of got away from that as I like grew up a little bit because I was like, it's like I'm lazy. I just whatever I can grab fast. I'm also very indecisive. So if I have too many options, I can't get dressed.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like my closet is, I have so many shirts and I can never pick what to wear. I think that's the problem. It's like I have too many options. Yeah, and that's the thing. I open, I'm like I have nothing to wear. But I was like, I have too much to wear.
See, I'm like in between you guys. I have unlimited options, but I just pick the first thing I see anyways.
Yeah.
Like to go to work, normally I just pick whatever's the first golf shirt lined up in the summertime.
Smart.
Pick the first golf shirt that's in the front of the line. In the winter, I got like 10 sweaters that I just get rotated.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes where it's like, you'll go 2 weeks without washing, so you got to go to like the bottom, you go to the lower racks.
I try to plan it in the shower beforehand just to save myself that time. Never works out.
So see, I do that now, and that's why my closet is pretty much all the same. Like everything looks same company, same shirts. I started to like understand. I have this problem where like when I have too many options, it doesn't give me anxiety. I just don't like it. Like I hate having to use brain power to think about something that should be effortless, right?
Yeah.
Like so I literally like threw on again like golf, whatever. I picked this off the shelf, threw it on, but I typically like Sorry, I don't typically. This past year during COVID, I was home a lot.
Yeah.
And I would walk into my closet, and like I have a kind of like a walk-in closet, and like have a lot of options. And then at one point, I walk in one day, I was like, I have nothing to wear. Same thing as you said. And I'm like, what am I talking about? I fucking like, it's just too much shit here to wear. I hated it. I was like, it would freak me out. I'd like in the morning I wake up, I'm like, I'm actually taking time to think about what I want to wear. I was like, fuck this. All one color, all like plain stuff.
Yeah.
So at least I can just grab whatever. Everything matches somehow. It takes less brain power.
Yeah.
That's kind of the route I went.
More to use.
So that's kind of why I look like
it's
this.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
I have
Exactly.
nothing to wear. Like I just feel like because I haven't got dressed up in so long. Like we went to George's house for New Year's Eve. Which
Which was like now 6 months ago.
Yeah, and I remember.
Crazy.
Like, I
It was
remember
like yesterday.
George is like, yeah, we're gonna get dressed up a little. I was like, oh shit, fuck, what do I wear? I have no idea. I'm like looking through my closet, like, what? End up just wearing like terrible outfit.
I know, especially this weekend. Everyone's like, bars are opening. People are gonna look
Oh,
stupid.
See, you know what's so
Yeah.
nice? This is the best part about having merch, our own merch. Shout out to Cass and the Pals Podcast. I just wear, when I go out now, I am a walking advertisement for either the podcast or the app.
Aren't we all?
So, yeah, basically. So we have these purple shirts right there. Well, I got you one too in that little bag. Danielle, make sure I don't forget. I wear, now it's like my outfit. I just cut the sleeves off one for a nice Trinity look
Yeah.
as well. So
There you go.
That's
smart.
Nice Trinity
That's
look.
smart. Yeah.
That's a
Stanley
look.
and
It's
Trinity
Toronto.
is
That's a
staple.
Toronto
well,
look.
people are going to be like, oh, I heard that podcast. I saw Rick at the
That's a Trinity look.
That's
Yeah.
a Trinity look.
What's your
Nice
Trinity
little
look
jean shorts with a little cutoff shirt. In the winter, literally, I have a white Pals hoodie. I have a white Pals hoodie, a white crew neck, and a white cast hoodie, and that is all I wear.
That's all you need. Sounds like.
I'm on brand always though.
Yeah, we get a lot of, honestly, it's cool. We get a lot of merch and like free shit, I guess. So that's another thing. Like my closet is all either like white sweaters or like purple. Someone gives me shit, I'm like, all right, I'll put this in here and that's it. Like half the stuff I own now, not half, but like the majority of the sweaters I wore in the winter were some either our apparel or someone else's apparel.
Yeah.
So I had to like, what?
No.
I was gonna say, so that's why even when I purged my closet, like I think I purged my closet 3 times in the past year. Like just donate, I'm like just get rid of this stuff. But then people would
George
give
got
us
nice
stuff.
shit too.
Yeah,
He doesn't. This guy doesn't cheap out.
I don't look like a dad, and I don't
got some
typically.
nice shit.
I don't actually think I have.
Nice
No
shit.
joke. I'm not
I
being
trust
modest.
you.
I don't think I have like. I'm not like a fashionable person. Like I couldn't rock this stuff. He looks sick. This guy's got
That's
a
a
pearl
sick
necklace
fit.
on. That's
No,
gangster.
I could do that.
Yeah,
but who-
and you
see-
guys can all do it.
But
It's
see,
not that
I
hard.
wouldn't think of that. I'm like, oh, pearl necklace. Like that's who would wear that? Like looks sick. But I
I'm
wouldn't
bringing it
think of
back.
that. So I don't consider myself
So
like
look.
fashion forward. But I think I have nice stuff. Like
You do have nice stuff.
thanks, man.
Toot
To my own heart a little bit.
Yeah,
that was
Humble
good. You
brag.
deserve it.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is we completely didn't answer that question. How did we go from hockey to fashion? Sorry. So traveling, 11 months, 18 months, stuck in Australia, left Australia, permit ended.
So I've always had like the heart for fashion. I've always been very like artistic. Not very good in school at all. Arts, I
Same.
can close my eyes.
Call
and-
spade a
yeah,
spade, okay.
exactly.
That's- I
So
respect
reason
it.
podcasts. Yeah. So it's like I could close my eyes and I could put together an outfit. I could draw something, no problem. I was like, I've always wanted to do that, but I also have like ADD where I'm like, I want to be everything. Like I want to have a podcast. I want to be a DJ. I would be an astronaut. I want to be a professional athlete. You name it, I want it. I'm like, what's in the middle? I'm like, fashion. Fashion is literally connects everything together. Like that same rapper and wear the same shirt as like a professional DJ, as a hockey player, NBA player, you name it. It's all like linked it
True.
together.
Never thought about it like that.
Neither
That's
did
true.
I until I really started to like put the label together. I was like, this one piece of like garment, shirt, whatever you want to call it, sound fancy. So many people can wear it, and like that's how it connects together.
Never
That's
thought
really
about that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would never would have associated. Honestly, I would never would have. But I am much like you. I have fucking ADD 100%. Like I
Yeah.
brain goes a mile a minute. I want to do everything. Can't sit still ever. Like want to
Oh,
touch all
buddy.
this stuff. But
try reading a book is impossible for me. It's my
Funny
funny
newest
enough,
thing.
I actually like to read, but it's hard. My mind
see.
my mind's not quiet, so I'll start reading, and I'm like, oh, a bird, and like
Yeah.
I go off on a tangent.
Yeah.
But no, that's really interesting. Like I never would have thought. Like that's a really cool thing. Like how do you unite these things that you all want to do and like, yeah, fashion. I guess
It's literally
true,
all in the
right?
middle, and it comes like pretty easy to me. And I've had these. I have so many connections from just like sports, my different jobs, like all these different things. I was like, oh, I can put this together, no problem. A lot harder than I thought, to be honest. I thought like with all my connections, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna blow up right away. No, not how not how it works, right?
We get it.
Um,
We get it.
You gotta
But
slice a humble pie pretty early as an entrepreneur.
Literally right away. You got to
Yeah.
figure it out quick. Like ego, especially seeing social media. Like, wow, he did it. And he did it. He did it. He did it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they actually did it or not. They could just be posting what they did.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to compare myself to something that might not even be real. So it's kind of a wake up call when you start doing it, and then a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna help you out," and then all of a
No
sudden,
one fucking helps.
crickets. Like
Yeah.
asking your buddy for some money at the bar, right? It just all of a sudden just silence. So
Yeah.
you gotta learn to adapt and go from there.
Being an entrepreneur teaches you a lot of things. Like like one of the biggest things, obviously, like a lot of humility. Excuse me. Like you learn really fast that like it's obviously not as cracked out to be, and everyone makes it seem super easy online and all this stuff. Like those are the few and far between. Like hit it big instantly. And honestly, most of the people you see online, like people that will hype it up too, right? Because you know kind of fake it till you make it, so to speak. But
I'm the king of that.
Yeah, you have to be. Like same, like 100%.
We're the biggest podcast in Toronto.
You guys are doing great.
But we are the biggest podcast in Toronto.
Yeah, you guys are doing great. I've seen so many. No big deal. I've seen you guys crush it. Like I've heard of you guys way before you even messaged me. So it was.
Should reach out to us then. What the F?
I know. I was waiting for my big moment.
Yeah, we bring any entrepreneur, anybody doing anything cool, like more than welcome to come.
Yeah, we
chat,
said this even off air. Like we hadn't had a fashion person on.
Yeah,
and I bet you we probably have, and someone's gonna call us out on it. But
yeah.
That's okay. We'll cut it out if it happens.
But one thing I wanted to add too, like to your point about like people when you start doing your own thing, no one's around to help you and stuff. That's like I don't think that we've been to that. Like we've been kind of lucky and people around us supporting, but like that's also one thing that we try to give back as well as like if you had a brand, you're like, hey, I want to come chat. Like yeah, come on and talk. Like people like you should be helping other people and encouraging people. So many people, it's like so many like entrepreneurs maybe or people look at life as like a zero-sum game. Like if he's successful and I got to help him while I got to make that favor for him, that person's not gonna do me a favor later and like all these things, right? So you ask your buddy, hey, can you connect me with that guy? They might stop and say, well, if I do that, what if I need a favor later? Then I got to ask for another one. So I'm not going to help him so I can get that favor later.
Exactly.
And I find at least that's it seems like there's a lot of people that look at it that way, right? Like they're selective with the favors or they're selective when they can help you as long as it doesn't have a conflict for them.
Yeah.
I think if more people just realize that like life is not a zero-sum game, like there's everyone can eat basically.
Yeah.
And if people go out of their way and help you, like it pays many times over too, right? Because at the end of the day too, if you're a good person doing good work, and like you come to me and say, can you come with this person or help out?
Yeah,
I should want to help because I think you do something good. It's gonna make me look good if that person benefits and you benefit from it.
Exactly.
And they're gonna say, oh, this guy brought me a good deal, or you made a good connection. Like I'm gonna help them out more often now. But they look at it like, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, oh, if I help there,
yeah, it's always that, right?
And it seems like don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good people out there. We've had a lot of friends that like support and hype us up with the podcast and our app and all that stuff. But yeah, it feels like more people should be like in people's corner. Like, you're doing something great, good. I want to help you see you succeed.
If you're going to buy something from a celebrity, you have no idea who the hell it is just because they post it. You got to buy from your homies and like your friends and just even if you don't know them, at least try to support them from being local and just doing their own thing, like grinding, right? They're doing 100%. It and you're not because they get the balls to do it.
Yeah. And you know what's so evident now? Because now it's, okay, I get it. Let's say you're trying to sell something and, someone just doesn't have the extra cash, right? Like sometimes it's tough, right? Let's say your boys don't have the extra cash. What does it cost to fucking share something on social media?
Exactly. I think
literally
I saw that
$0.
quote, like Gary V or that guy is always giving advice,
yeah, it's
right?
like to tell a friend about your product, $0, to share something, $0, blah, blah, blah. But it's so true. Like when we launched the app, like I messaged all my friends on Instagram. I'm like, hey, we're launching, like, please do me a favor, just post it. I'm like, I had some that are like, I wouldn't say close friends, but there were some women in my life and I'm like, we should be closer than this. We're like, here's my rate card. I was like,
yeah,
excuse me? I'm not gonna call them out, but
here I know where she's the
I'm gonna start saying some rates and then
noticeably pissed. I'm like, me and you hung out numerous times. Like we're like kind of close. Meanwhile, people I barely know that I didn't even ask were just like, go support my boy Rick or go support this and that. I'm like, what's it cost?
My number one customers are people that buy my stuff all the time or people I've never even met.
Yeah.
They find like they get the quality, they see everything that I do, and they're like, wow, this is actually incredible. Let's get this going. Like, all right.
Yeah.
And it's funny how you're like a lot of people you think that would be like willing to help out. It's like either like what's in it for me kind of thing.
Yeah,
just
always.
I got to give a shout out too. I'm gonna shout him out. Maybe he won't listen, but Ernesto, that guy shares and like he supports everybody who's doing everything. Like he will be like, yeah, no problem. Like I'll just. At one time, I posted something from like my thing, and I tagged him and his agency, like just shared it. Like he's like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
I'll hype this up. Like I love what you're doing. Keep doing it. Like
so what?
There's so many people like on the flip side. Like I talk kind of negative. A lot of people who are like selfish and in it for themselves. But there are a lot of people out there
like that one person that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that'll like there are people like that, right? That's fine. The world's full of them.
No.
Like people are in it for themselves, and then in turn, hopefully they realize that like helping people, it comes back around tenfold. But
what if you need it one day, right?
Yeah,
I'm helping you if you're helping me. No problem.
I have no problem. If someone says to me something, hey, I just started a business, can you share it? Yeah. What's it cost for me?
Yeah.
I don't really care about my Instagram. It's like, hey, yeah, sure, I'll share it. No problem.
Unless it's like against some contract or like some work thing.
If it's a conflict of interest or something, if someone's creating their own, actually no, if someone had a podcast, I would still share it. I wouldn't care. I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, follow my boy's podcast.
Yeah,
if someone had a competing app, I'd be like, okay, it's a tough one.
That's
other than that, I would for sure.
Gotta keep it somewhat professional. Like, I'm not gonna go out there posting girls like OnlyFans or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta keep it legit. Yeah,
but
I know if I got a free subscription. I'm just kidding. Back to
I want to ask you before we get to about the fashion side, because we kind of glossed over it. You're traveling, so you did 18 months.
Yeah,
you said that was for work.
Ish.
Okay,
so
what does that mean?
I like that. Ish.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be work, but obviously you've traveled, not always work.
Yeah,
this is kind of where like the traveling is great, but also it hurts me in the long run sometimes. It's because what I was doing, it sounds cheesy. I got scouted for modeling. Like people,
you're good looking tall dude,
but I lose credibility. So I'm not that dumb. It would have been dumb for me to say no and travel around the world and get paid and to have everything for free. So I did that for a little bit. But while I was traveling, I was networking and I was sourcing fabrics. When I was in Asia, I was like meeting people in the industry. I was in the industry, just like right there. So I was taking advantage of that. I spent some time in LA, Italy. So I've learned it all. And then I did my first trip was to Italy, which was my first trip. It was scary as hell. It was amazing. On my own. I was like, this is the first time I've ever gone on my own.
How old are you?
22, 23.
Oh, so you're like good age.
Fresh,
like,
fresh, ready to go. Yeah, I know what's up. I didn't go to university, so I was like, this is my university. Like, this is my getaway. So I went to, my first trip was to Thailand after that.
How long were you in Italy for?
A month.
Okay. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, no, I was in Milan. It's actual dump.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys ever been to Italy.
I've been, I've never been to Milan.
Danielle's like, I love Milan. What are you talking about?
No,
have you been?
Like Florence, no?
Oh,
I
was also there in January, so it was like,
yeah, that's a difference.
maybe bad
Summertime,
weather.
yeah, summertime's like the prime time.
And then Thailand, which was amazing. I was in Bangkok for 3 months, so you can do the math there. That was an interesting time.
Probably cost you less than the 1 month in Milan too.
Oh, easy.
Did you stay where were you staying? Do you remember the area at all?
No idea.
Did you do hostels, hotels?
It was hotels, I think. I'm pretty sure they just put us up in hotels. And then Thailand was a hotel, like a little boutique hotel. That was a hell of a time. And I did Beijing. Yeah, which was wild. 3 months there as well.
Did you go to the Great Wall of China?
3 months in Beijing.
I think that's the coolest place on earth.
One of the douchiest things I've ever done was shotgun a beer in the Great Wall of China.
We had a beer there too.
Come on,
we didn't shotgun it, but we drank a beer.
Oh my god, isn't it incredible?
We climbed up the stairs at that table or something. Yeah, and sold beer. I actually have a picture of the flag, holding on a flag.
It was incredible. It was pissing rain that day. Unfortunately, it was the worst weather I've had in 3 months.
But ours was bad.
Yeah, but it's quite an experience. I was like, this is wild.
So fun fact, actually, if people who don't know how long the Great Wall of China is, do you know?
No.
It is 24,000 kilometers long. It is the distance of east coast of Canada to west coast and back.
Yeah.
Danielle, you can fact check that. 21 or 24,000 kilometers. 21,000. It's an easy bet to win at the bar because nobody believes that.
That is wild.
Set the over under at like 10,000 kilometers.
Easy money.
Easy money.
That's so fucked. Built by it's crazy. That's for sure built by aliens, but whatever. We're not going down that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Another episode. You ever see how it's built on a fucking slant? How do you build that? How does it withstand the test of time? You got buildings that were built 100 years ago collapsing here, and you have a fucking wall built 1,000.
You got to remember, not the whole Great Wall of China is an actual wall, right? Some of it's just a little shit path.
True.
Right? But the parts we go to, still, the fact that they built that in 1905 or whatever.
Bro, 1905.
When did they
build
way before
that? The
Google.
Ming Dynasty. That's
Google.
Great Wall of China?
Great Wall of China. When was it built?
No, 1400s, maybe
earlier. So there's no machinery.
Bro, you said 1905. That's when cars were invented.
2010.
This is probably 1,000 or 1,200?
Started in
1300. That's
When
I
did
said
they
14.
finish?
Damn, I was close. 1400, I said.
Yeah.
Because I know it's 300 years.
You said 1900. That's what the Great Depression was.
Built in parts?
Great. That was a bad one, bro. So
yeah.
That's an easy bet. Hold on. That's an easy bet. So if Rick ever tries to bet you how long it is, just bet him when it was built.
Yeah. No.
Rick will lose that bet.
Same.
Fuck, we were saying, so Beijing, but Beijing is old China. It's not like Shanghai.
Beijing is China.
Yeah.
So I was thrown in there blindfolded. I was like, okay, I'm going to China. Cool.
And this is right after Milan. You were still after Thailand. You were still young.
Milan came home. Thailand came home for a month, and they're like, hey, you're going to China in 2 weeks. I'm like, oh my god, all right.
You probably killed it out there in China though.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Tall, good-looking white dude.
Yeah, it was a good time. And then
it's an easy one.
Yeah, it was stand out literally like a sore thumb. Ask people on the subway, or train, whatever you call it, ask you to cut their hair, they want a piece of your hair. Sorry, it's wild.
No way. No way. Someone asked for a piece of your hair.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Did you ever your picture taken a lot?
No. Sorry?
Did you have your photo taken a lot?
Yeah, all the time.
That was like me in India. I spent a month in India by myself. I was like a celebrity. It was
really?
fucking crazy.
My mom lives in Mumbai. I don't know which way they say it.
She lives in Mumbai?
She did for like 6 months.
No shit.
She said it was crazy.
Mumbai is wild.
So I was supposed to go there. I was like, after I went to Beijing, I was like, no, I've done my dues.
You would have got cast for Bollywood 100%. No, it's actually absurd.
Did you have to speak
Hindi?
Thank you. Yeah, no. Thanks for catching. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. So there's a lot of dialects out there. But no, at Beijing. So we did Beijing for my birthday, like around that time. My family came. Ricky and his parents came. We all like kind of met together and did Beijing in Japan. But I was in India before that for a month. Went by myself, like backpacking during my trip. And I'll never forget, I landed in Mumbai. I came from Dubai, so it's like the polar opposite. Like Dubai's like glitz and glam, and I was like in nice hotels, till like India where I was staying in hostels, which is like scary in and of itself. But landed in Mumbai, and I remember the day I got there, I dropped my stuff at the hostel, and I was like, where should I go? Like, what's the first site to go see? And he goes, go to the gateway of India. It's like, whatever, think about the water, take the train, go down to Christchurch or something, Church Gate, get off at Church Gate, whatever. So I went at like 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock. It was all like lunchtime, trains like empty, and I was like, oh, I thought Indian trains were busy. You see those pictures of people like piling onto trains, hanging off for dear life. I was like, oh, this is pretty calm. Like, is it like low season or something here? I get back on the train at like 4:30ish p.m. going back to the hostel. I'm just like reading a book, standing on the train, whatever. There's no doors on this train. I was like, it's cool. You stand by the door, like looking out, and I'll never forget. It pulled up 2 stops later to Mumbai Central Station. Yeah, and I was like 6 stops from there. And I see, like, as it's pulling up, like, I've never seen so many people. Like, picture, like, taking all of the Air Canada or Scotiabank Arena, 19,000 people, at the end of a game in Union Station waiting for one train. Yeah. And they're all getting on that train regardless. I see a video
on, like, Facebook of these guys that literally, their job is to push people in.
I was in that train in the middle. I was the only guy in the car. So picture a car like this. I was by myself. I was not by myself a minute later. Like, I could not move. My bag went like this. And, like, I'm looking around. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how do I get off this train? I had 6 stops away, and then there's these 2 young guys next to me. A lot of people speak English in India. They're like, "Hey, you're not from here." I was like, "Well, I gave it away. I'm only one guy in this car, like reading a book during rush hour. Like, obviously, I'm not from here." He's like, "Okay, what stop?"
That was the only thing that gave it away.
Yeah, obviously, I'm like the tallest guy on the train. I'm not even that tall. He's like, "When you're, what stop you at?" I told him. He's like, "Hey, when we'll get you to the door, and when it starts to slow down at your station, we're gonna tap you on the shoulder. Just jump." And I was like, jump from a moving train? He's like, you have to. If you don't, you'll get stuck and you'll end up in like, Delhi. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, all right. So anyways, he gets to the stop, taps me on the shoulder. He's like, jump now, jump now. As I'm about to jump, there's a guy running next to the train trying to get on. Yeah. So I guess they chased the train to beat everyone waiting to get on. He grabs my shirt. He's going to like yank me off. Like he's actually trying to like rip me off, take my spot. The guy like punches him in the face. I jump off. I look back. It stops. Another like 10,000 people come.
That is wild.
Oh, he could have used you as an anchor to get on.
Bruh, he was fucking trying to take me down. Anyways.
Was he trying to rob you or save you?
No, he was trying to like yank me to take my spot. It's aggressive as hell out there.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was my first day in India. Literally my first day of 31 days. Anyways, the point of that story is how wild India is. But also from that point on, I realized how sick it is. I got like, I would walk to like these like monuments and places, whatever. And people would come to me like, hey, can we get your picture? And I was like, what? And it happened the first few days, and I was like, okay, I didn't really get it. And then I went at the hostel. I'm like, hey, why are they doing this? This is kind of weird. He's like, you look like you don't belong here. That's why. Like, you look like a celebrity. I was like, me? Some chubby guy, short, chubby guy. One guy told me I look like Daniel Craig. I'll never forget that.
I'll never forget him either.
I was like, yeah, that guy. I can picture his face. Like, I made my day. I was like, you mean James Bond?
You're like, can I take your photo?
I was like, bro, have you ever seen James Bond? Like, I look nothing like him. Anyway,
because they watch like the burnt CD versions of James Bond.
The guy in the back holding the camcord. Used to get it from a Pacific Mall.
With James Bond. That's what they think. That's the one.
It's really Ron Jeremy playing James Bond or something. But no, anyways, I don't know, we got a little tangent there, but kind of like how Beijing was, I guess. Like, India's honestly, like, I've never had my photo taken so many times by so many randoms. People were like, yeah, give me a hug, make it look like we're friends. I was like, yeah, what? You're gonna tell your friends that I'm your friend? Like, what if I don't ever show up? Like,
yeah, what if I'm never your friend?
Yeah. Anyways, bizarre, fuck. But back to your story.
It's like Dubai going to India after. I did the opposite. So I went from Beijing straight to Australia. So that was a complete game changer. I literally got into Australia and kissed the ground. You see it in movies, I did it. No problem. When I was leaving Beijing, you could see like a fog, like smog over it. It was like I was leaving an outer world. Like, it was nuts. Yeah. Australia is a completely different place. So it was, I feel you, but
you landed in Australia and you were probably like, you kind of look. I mean, if you look the same, you look like you fit right in. Like,
Yeah,
get ready to go and surf and shit.
Yeah, surfer vibes, yeah.
You probably fit right in there.
Yeah, exactly. Like somebody I knew somebody in Australia, and they're like, "Hey, they'll pick you up from the airport." I was like, "This person could be my sister." Like this, I'm like, everyone looks like me. This is so weird. And over there, everyone has tattoos. I don't know if you guys have been there.
Full sleeves, like
full
full leg
sleeves,
sleeves.
neck, way more. I had like half a sleeve at the time, and I was like, "Wow, I am a pussy."
Yeah.
Like this is bad.
Australia's crazy. Actually, we had an Australian on here. Josh Adamson. He owns Corktown Lift.
Yep.
Nike trainer.
Big
Yep.
Nike trainer, big jack dude, like fully like
Yeah,
or
we
at least
gotta
full
get
like
him in here too.
yeah, he's a beauty. But yeah, Australians crazy, like they're full body, like, it's just nuts.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's kind of cool though. I was like,
cool.
I like this. It's like
Yeah.
more relaxed. Like Australia's very, very chill. I was in Melbourne, which is a little bit different than like Sydney. Sydney's
Yeah.
much more like Toronto. Apparently Melbourne. I've never been to BC, but like when I was a kid. But apparently it's like Vancouver, more relaxed.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a world war could be going on. They wouldn't really know. Really.
COVID happening.
So you were there.
Yeah, exactly right.
You stayed in Melbourne for 11 months.
Yes. So I traveled a little bit there, but I was in Melbourne for 11 months. I was supposed to be there for 2.
Wow.
And it got like, I was there on contract for 2 months. I ended up loving it. Grinding my way, sleeping on my buddies' floors. I had no money, none on the floor, like stealing groceries. Like it was bad. And then
Really?
but I was like, this is sick. So I kept going.
This
not the stealing part.
I'm sleeping on a floor,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Yeah, not the stealing part, but
That is
but, like,
so funny.
and then I got a job at a retail store, of course, and I ended up like running
What
the whole
store?
thing. Neverland. It was like their main store, like their main place. Like my buddy hooked me up. Was like, hey, I used to work there. Go check it out. They're like, hey, we're not hiring. And then he's like, I got an email from her.
Stealing the shirt, or else hire me.
Yeah, exactly. I know how to steal. And he's like, I got a message. He's like, oh, they messaged me actually saying like they actually might need somebody. I'm like, okay, I'll go and I got an interview, got the job, saved me. I was like, I would have had to leave right away. It ended up playing it out.
Shirts.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I had plenty of clothes, so I was good. I brought 3 baggage. That was good there. I could have lived in that, right? I could have taken out 1 and that was good. And actually,
funny.
a little like a funny story about that. Actually, from Beijing to Australia was the worst experience of my life. I had my visa was expiring in Beijing, and if you're there illegally with no visa, you're in big trouble.
Shit, no?
So I get there to the airport. My visa expires at midnight. Airport, my flight's at like 11:50. Just risking it.
Oh my
I get there and they're not helping me at all. Like nothing. And they're like, hey, you got to pay for your luggage to come on. I'm like, what? Like that's no, that's not how it works. No. And like I paid the ticket. He's like, gave me a quote. I'm like, okay, it's probably Chinese money, whatever. $700. No.
You a Canadian?
Yeah, Canadian.
And you got
I'm
no money.
stunned. I have no money. Because I don't have Chinese money. They don't pay, like, I don't get paid till, like, a long down the road. I have no money. So I'm just like, okay. And then luckily, this Asian lady, sweetheart, remember her, just like your buddy Daniel Craig, came over and was speaking Chinese to me and saved my ass. They started yelling at the manager, and I'm like, what? I'm just standing there like, am I getting on this flight? What's going on? And they're like, first of all, your bag's overweight. So I go to the back. I unpack all my shit. I leave all these clothes in the airport. I go back. This lady helps me out. Find out they are ripping me off. It should be $30 Canadian, not $700. So they started yelling at them. I'm like, okay, my bag's not overweight. I can afford it. So I run back to go get all my clothes. Obviously, all gone. Obviously, because it's a security hazard. I get it. I go back. I finally get run on my plane, and the flight was just absolutely horrendous. But so don't ever take China Airlines. I think is literally what it was called.
There's a few of them. China Southern.
Yeah, I forgot it as soon as I was in Australia.
So I was like,
Fuck
no,
this.
they're all.
I was like,
looped
I'm
them
gonna
all
get
together.
arrested. Like these people are yelling at me. It's just me by myself. I'm messaging like my agent or whatever at the time. It's 4 in the morning. It was 4 in the morning, their time. So I was just like, just in a panic mode. I've never had that experience, and it was just like my heart. I was sweating. Like it was wild. Australia, that's what I was like. This, I'm kissing the floor.
Yeah.
And I got to Australia, and this lady pulls me aside to do a search, like a full body search. And I was like, I don't care. I was like, take me.
Yeah,
This
do whatever you want.
I am from
Do
what
your
I
worst.
survived.
Well,
I'm
at least
like,
you're yelling at me in English.
exactly, yeah, just exactly that. And I was like, I'm sorry to just, I'm just here. So
It is
let
scary
me go.
being a foreign country. That shit kind of goes wrong.
Yeah.
Especially I don't know the language.
You're
and,
lost. Like
yeah.
when I was lost in China, like in a taxi drunk or something, you're lost.
Yeah.
Like you're literally lost. In Toronto, you can figure it out. In
Yeah.
Beijing, I was like, no, I have no idea. I don't smoke. The taxi drivers are giving me cigarettes. I'm saying no. You have to take it as respect. It's just a mess over there.
It's
a crazy country. Yeah.
In Thailand, did you do any of those like little what are those little motorcycles called with like the
Oh
little
my god, tuk-tuks.
Yes.
Yes.
But they take you to get a free ride. They got to take you to like 8 different stores first.
Yes.
So on
like
my
suit stores and shit.
Yeah. So my last day, I knew I wanted to buy a suit, right? Just because I was like, you know what, this is what people do in Thailand. They buy a suit. So fuck it, whatever. I had some bucks left. My last day, I did 28 days in Thailand. So it's like day 27. I'm like, fuck, I haven't bought a suit. Let me go buy one. So I go to the front desk. I'm like, hey, do you guys know a suit place? They're like, yeah, go to this one down the road, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll take the little tut. What's it called?
Tuk-tuk.
Tuk-tuk, I think.
Tuk-tuk. Whatever.
Tuk-tuk.
Regardless, little motorcycle tuk-tuk.
Yeah.
So again, I'm like, take me to a store, X, Y, and Z. He's like, oh, I got this great store for you. I'll get you a good price. Blah,
I'm
blah.
sure you do.
Oh, whatever. Fuck it. Why not? So we start driving. He's like, okay, we got to make a stop at this jewelry store. Just play it cool. Pretend you're going to buy something. And then at the end, don't buy anything. We'll just get drunk there. I was like, fuck it. All right. This whatever. And I read about these on like blogs and shit. I'm like, oh, this is what they do. I'm like, fuck it. I want to be part of this like scheme, right? So we go to this first jewelry store. Like the cheapest thing there's like 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like 10 grand. I didn't even bring a credit card with me. I literally had like $50 in my pocket. Yeah. That was it. Buy my suit, $40, right?
You can bribe them down. The $10 though down there.
So I go there. I'm like, oh yeah, this looks good. I try on all these crazy watches, whatever, like diamond jewelry and whatever. So I'm like, okay, I got to think about it. I'll come back. So we had like 5 or 6 drinks while we were there too. Like we're feeling good. Me and the tuk-tuk driver.
Guy who's driving.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, I got next spot. I was like, man, I just want my suit now. Like, fuck, I'm feeling pretty good. I want to put on a suit. He's like, no, we're gonna go to this next place. So fuck it, why not? Right, middle of the day,
ping pong.
Go to an art gallery. Art gallery.
Oh,
how the fuck am I taking a piece of art home from? No, not happening. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I'm like, I really like that one. Really like that one.
How much?
Once I come back from the jewelry store, I'm gonna buy that one.
Yeah. How much? Oh, yeah, cheap.
Okay, I got this.
Take 2 of them.
So again, we have another like 4 or 5 drinks there. We eventually get to the suit store. I didn't like a single suit there. I was like, none of the fabric looked nice. I'm like, I wanted something like inner seams to be like a different pattern, like something cool. They weren't about it. So I ended up taking my dude back to my original place. Turns out it was like 2-minute walk from my actual hotel. But on the way back, we have to hit up like 3 more stops too. He's like, yeah, we got to keep doing this. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, fuck it, let's go.
And this guy's boozing too, just driving you around.
Yeah, boozing, driving.
Thailand's the best. I've been to Thailand. I spent a lot of time in Bangkok.
Best part is the next morning, I'm like waiting to like get my tuk-tuk. Same dude probably picking me up, taking me to the airport because we're boys at this point. We spent the whole day together.
Homies.
And I remember I'm sitting there having breakfast, and I swear to God, I've never seen a rat this big just walk down the stairs and just scurry off into the road.
Yeah.
And like this thing's like
rats were everywhere.
Like a foot-long rat.
Cats.
I was terrifying. Like, I literally just watched it and I was like, I'm eating breakfast and I'm like, this thing just like scurrying down like, you know the Harry Potter rat?
Yeah.
Like that.
It's a different world. I had like ants all in my spices and I was just like, I was just so calm. I was like, Thailand has killed me because like rats, I hate rats. They're running over my feet and I don't even move. I wasn't even moving. I was like, Thailand has killed me.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know what? If I don't see it in my room, I'm okay. Like that day when I saw it running by, I was like, it's kind of gross, but whatever. Like I'm out. Tomorrow.
Yeah, the tuk-tuks. I was
in your room. I'd be like, fuck, this is gross.
Yeah, it's the tuk-tuks. Like you were saying, it's wild. Like they were. I remember my buddy. I met some guy there. He was like from like Germany, but he spoke perfect Thai. Why did I say Chinese?
Chinese.
Cut. So he's perfect Thai. So he was helping me out, and he's like, "You got to be careful on those things." My buddy, they literally threw a bag of weed in the back, and he grabbed it, picked it up. Cop grabs his hand. Hey, you got to pay me. So like that happened to me in Thailand as well. Like I was on the back of a motorcycle. Some Russian guy was driving me all over the place. He was crazy. Cop tried to pull us over. I'm like, pull over, man, pull over. He's like, no. I'm like, buddy, please, for the love of God, pull over. And we get pulled over, and they just slide money underneath an envelope. And just like, no, cameras right there. Like, what the hell is going on? Where am I? Like, how did I get from Toronto?
It's crazy. Thailand was nuts. I didn't actually go to any of the islands. I flew in and out of Bangkok on 3 separate times on my trip. So I did 13 months, did 50 countries. And in that 13 months, Bangkok for some reason was a place that I flew in and out of a lot. There's a lot of easy flights from Toronto. Yeah. I honestly, I loved it. People say it's like dirty, whatever. I was just like, I hadn't even like party every night. I was just like, I would wake up and like in a hostel. Yeah, I'd wake up in a hostel. I'd like go for a run, go to the mall, I'd go shopping, wander around. Like honestly, I genuinely really like Bangkok. I was also there during Songkran, which is their New Year's, whatever, the big water gun fight. So I was literally like the full day, like tuk-tuks with the hostel, like water gun fight all day. Everyone on the street, on every single street.
It's an experience, man.
It's nuts.
And the best part about Bangkok is there's so many people traveling. So even if you go solo, like I stayed at a hostel by myself too. It's like you walk downstairs, you have breakfast, you look over the dude beside you, he's by himself.
He's doing the same thing.
It's like, yo, where are you from?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm from New York. It's like, oh, cool, I'm from Toronto. It's like, oh, you a Yankees fan? No, I'm a Jays fan. Blah blah blah.
It's you meet so many people.
It's so easy
because you're all there for the same purpose, and you all want somebody. Like no one wants to be there by themselves.
Yeah. It's like it's one giant party. Thailand's especially that. I mean, anywhere you go, any country, you stay in a hostel, go to a bar, restaurant by yourself, like you're gonna meet somebody. Like so many people travel alone. That was one of the things I was most scared of traveling alone. I even asked Rick because he'd done it by himself. I was like, hey, like, is it like weird? Like people like do this by themselves? He's like, you can literally walk anywhere. Like people are there. Like you'll meet anybody doing the same thing as you. You're like one of like a million in that country.
You need to be able to step out of your comfort zone, especially for people listening that have thought about traveling alone. Traveling alone is one of the best things that you can do because it forces you out of your comfort zone.
By a mile.
If you're someone who doesn't like to make new friends and isn't comfortable walking up to a random person like to chat with them, you're gonna fail traveling alone. But if you do it, you will be forced because you can't. Just like human nature is that you want company. You can't just be by yourself for that amount of time. Like you're gonna travel for a month. There's no way you're not gonna make one single friend. Like you have to.
Some of my best friends are from travel, and it's like I wouldn't have started the business if I didn't travel because I never would have learned about that myself, like that I could do this by myself. And you learn so much more than I can't say because I didn't go to university, but I find like you learn even more traveling. And that's what a lot of people, even with high educations who did travel, are like, I learned more education like while traveling, like the real world, the stuff that matters, right?
Yeah. Well, first off, networking is like just as important as education, if not more important.
And how to like adapt
for majority of careers,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, obviously, if you're going to be a doctor, your network is not as important as your degree, but majority thing is who you know, not what you know.
Exactly.
And that's like traveling again. Everyone's got a good story about Thailand. People that have traveled to Thailand, you 100%. Can sit down at a bar and be like, hey George, oh, you been to Thailand too? Yeah. Khao San Road? Oh yeah, you try a scorpion there? Yeah, I ate one too.
I didn't do that. Fuck that.
I did crickets.
I did scorpions. I
didn't do spider. I'm terrified of spiders.
I did everything. I did them all.
Fuck that.
First day.
No, did you go on Khao San Road with the lady holding like a scorpion and stuff, and like the helium gas?
Oh, I did everything.
But whippets or whatever they are.
Yeah.
When I was in Vietnam, they did that.
Oh
fucked.
My god, man.
That's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I did it all. I was like, fuck yeah.
People like I think there's a restaurant here, Khao San, or it's called like Khao San Road.
It's
Khao San Road. Yeah.
So I was like, they have no idea.
It's one of the,
they don't know.
I'm not eating here.
Yeah, no, it's actually one of the best.
I've heard it's amazing.
Thai places.
It's really good.
But the owners apparently split, so the other one started a place called Pai. So Pai and Khao San Road are the top two.
Pie's really good too.
Pai and Khao San Road are the top two.
Salad King's number one, I think.
Is it?
I think so. Salad King's in the East End. They opened up a second one in the West. For some reason, everyone you ask the
What's
best
it
Thai.
called?
Salad King.
Salad King.
Yeah, it's the best Thai food
Like
apparently.
spelled
They
salad.
don't focus on salad.
Oh, interesting.
I think so. I like Pai and Khao San Road.
Those are Khao San Road's up the street from my condo. It's like my go-to. Yeah. It's the best. Anyways,
I was gonna ask too. So you mentioned before we got on Thailand and when like talked about the travel stuff, but you said that's kind of where you started to figure out about fashion. Is that
perfect, George? You're bringing it back. I like this.
Yeah.
Smart.
Was that where you started to discover it? Did you know earlier on it? Like, what point did that come in?
I was so confused. That's one of the reasons I left to travel.
I can't be tall and good looking for the rest of my life. Exactly. What am I going to do?
I'm going to age eventually. Yeah, all right? Let's grow up. So I was like, I loved the traveling, but I hated the industry. Everyone was very, very fake. Very, very fake. And it's just like, there was no consistency, and it was just like whatever. I did it for the traveling, get the experience. I don't regret a cent of it, a fucking second of it, anything.
You say a cent, you were kind of broke, so you didn't really.
I do regret that.
I was gonna say,
I regret every penny.
Tough time.
Exactly. But during those minutes, I was like, I love fashion. I'm like, I could do it better than these people. First of all, my stuff's way better. I was just starting drying up stuff, and then what was really clicking was like, I was guessing like what was going to be in fashion the next season before seeing it. So I was like, oh, this color is going to be huge. And I saw like my favorite designer post that jacket in that exact color. And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. Maybe it was a good guess. Kept happening. And then I came back to Canada, had to work. I started working for a fashion label out of Toronto. And then I got a job at Christian Louboutin, as I mentioned earlier, working with them. And I learned a lot there. I went to New York. They showed me some stuff. He's all about stories. Like for each design, there's a story. You can break down. He literally has something. It's nuts. The guy is the most artistic thing I've ever met. Like I didn't meet him, but like you get to like kind of interact.
How old is Christian Louboutin?
He's like 50s. He's not that old.
Fairly young.
Yeah, he's still young. He's new from the game. How long has
the brand been around?
I actually don't know, but it's not that long. It's not like a fashion house like Saint Laurent and stuff that's been around. He's crushing it. Obviously, everyone knows it.
100%.
He's all about stories, and I really like that. So when I design, I try to think of like a story, or before I design, I think of like a little play to design, and I go kind of work around that, because I find there's so many companies right now. Like social media is amazing to grow your company, but it's also saturated every other company in the world. Like everybody, I'm sure, has a podcast, right? You don't see them lasting, but everyone has a podcast for a day or two.
Yeah, we're the best one though.
Exactly. You guys wash them down, no problem. Clean them out. So I was like, okay, like I need to have this. I started to catch on, and then I started doing sales, and I started selling a lot. And I was like, okay, I can sell. That's what I've done my whole life, is work in sales. And why am I selling for other people? Why am I making other people money? Why not work for myself? Why not try to sell something I create so I have, right? So I was like, I may as well take the money. I'm getting a piece of it. I want the whole pie, I think is what they say.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I worked for Louboutin, loved it. Great connections. It worked out perfectly. Made some amazing friends, amazing network to help me with my company as well. COVID hit. I started the company, I guess, like, you want to say launched like 2 years ago, but I didn't really launch it. I dropped a couple jackets, which was my first mistake because it was so expensive, the most expensive thing. When I was traveling, I was known for my jackets. I was like, jackets, easy. People love my jackets.
I'm the jacket guy.
I'm the jacket king. I don't sell jackets. So I made the jackets, and I was like, it worked out a little bit, but I was like, I could have done so much more with that money that I spent on jackets, whatever. So I kind of took a little break, launched a few things, started to go well. I sell vintage on the side. Like I source vintage for like athletes and all that good stuff. It started to really pick up right before COVID, of course. Started to go to like athletes, hotels, drop away teams. I would drop stuff, go to their hotel room, bring out a bag. It was like a drug dealer, but like a clothing dealer. Like it was literally like, I was literally like knocking on doors, like looking in the things, like, let them in, let them in.
Vintage tees. Yeah, I got the
He's
Houston
legit,
Oilers
yeah.
vintage tee.
Exactly.
Faded wash.
Exactly, size double XL because you're 6'7".
Yeah.
And then so I'd bring that, and then COVID hit, of course, and then like everything else, I said, like it's like a cliche, like hockey players, you have to dump it in. I had to adapt. Louboutin closed down because of whatever retail. Did my own thing. Everything was closed. Manufacturing was clothing. Sourcing was clothing. So I couldn't really do much. But I designed a bunch in my head. Did all these things. Thought of business plans. All the good stuff. Tried online, e-commerce, you name it, whatever.
Yeah.
Went back to Louboutin. As soon as I got there, I was like, "Fuck, no, this is not me." Especially like, it was very dead, not busy. It wasn't networking. It wasn't meeting people. It wasn't having fun. Like I used to have fun going to work. I hate getting up to go to work. I was like, that's when you know it's the end, right? Yeah. So I quit. I left, gave them 2 weeks, whatever, had a great time. Thank you. Farewell. No hard feelings. Did our thing. And I took that experience, took that network, and then I just launched. I would say that it was almost like a relaunch with probably almost about a month ago. I had stuff being made. My delay was like 6 months because of COVID. So like I had things coming that I had completely had to wipe out because like it was the wrong season. Like it would have been all sweaters and sweatpants for summer. I was like, that's not going to work. Yeah. I'm going to just be sitting on this the whole time. Yeah. So I had to adapt. I dropped a bunch, like some shorts recently, hats, got much more coming. I just had to rush some certain things. I need some stuff to come here. So I cut it a little bit short and just grinding and putting every penny I make from that just back into it, grow it until I can eventually take out money from it and stuff. But it's a grind. It's me and one other guy in New York, but I wear all the hats. I'm doing everything. I'm packaging your orders. I'm doing the marketing or learning, whatever you want to call it. I made the website. I did everything. Like I just,
good for you, man.
I learned it all in a month, and I was like, why don't they teach you this in school? I was like, maybe I took the wrong classes. Maybe that's it. Like maybe I should have listened to my mom. Like, hey, you're creative. Go into art school. Do this. No, mom, I'm gonna be in the NHL. Beat it. All right. I'm not going to school. I'll buy you a house one day. Nope.
Yeah.
So here I am. Yeah, I adopted, and it's going well now. It's starting to kind of get back to it, and hopefully I can just kind of keep going. And
what's the website if you want to check it out? Like we usually do it at the end, but just kind of in the middle.
Yeah, quick plug. We'll do it twice. It's okay.
Still, why not?
I don't know if they do www. anymore. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
They didn't even say that before the website anymore. We'll say it. I'm old school. www.devinmichaels.co. I couldn't afford the M. So
same with us.
Same here.
Actually, I liked it more. To be honest.
Better, shorter, easier.
I liked it better, and it was more. It was coming in like comms. Co is like corporation or something. It looked cool.
That's what we thought, but then
do you know what?
Is it not? It's,
do you know what Co stands for?
Actually, do I want to know? Be honest.
Let's not even say it.
It's funny. Our
Say-
CTO,
no,
We'll tell
our
them off air.
CTO told us
Don't
this.
tell
It's
us.
funny.
No, tell me. Screw it.
It's funny. It stands for .congo. Ours is .co too. Don't worry.
We're .com.
A lot of companies. So I'll tell you
My
this.
company just
Just so you know, though,
.co.
just like not to because we're the same thing. It's not like I genuinely like .co because
It's not
it's kind of like
That's what I
.com.
thought it was too.
That's what we thought it was.
Can I get my money back?
Our CTO. But listen, a lot of tech companies. So like for example, Hinge Hinge is massive. Hinge didn't have the .com. They were Hinge.co.
Yeah.
There's a few. I can't think of examples off the top of my head because when we were trying to buy domains, we couldn't get Cast. Like Cast is fucking massive. Cast.com would cost like $1 million.
Yeah.
But if not more. So anyways, like we saw .co and like, yeah, .co's sick. It looks like .company. It's kind of like .com. It's kind of the tech
corporation.
A lot of tech companies go .co.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like
And it looks cool too.
I like it.
But it is .congo, which we didn't know this. So fun fact for you
there. Told me afterwards. Yeah, I just lost all my customers.
No, it's
Sorry, I'm on the same page.
Yeah, it's cool though. So DevinMichaels.co. I'm working on it. It's getting there. It's honestly growing. Now it's starting to pick up. Where it kind of left off ish. Still not at that point. The vintage stuff is all faded because it's not a vintage faded. I mean, like the business is faded.
Yeah.
Because everything's closed, so I can't go source. I go to wholesalers. I do stuff in the States, but it's so expensive to ship now. Like even manufacturing my own clothes, the shipping is so expensive now. It's ridiculous. So it's like people are like, oh, the prices are going up a little bit. I'm like, yeah, that's because I'm paying a lot. Like I'm paying USD first of all, so all my prices is based out of USD. And I got more expensive fabrics than a cheap. I didn't want to do the whole cheap thing. So
we did some cheap shirts, t-shirts, and like they're good for like promotional items.
It's all for like a merch, like blank blanks and then like a screen print. That's fine. But then seeing people call it like a company, like posting it on TikTok and Instagram is like a brand. It's not really a brand.
No.
I do like measurements. Like I have OCD, so it's like I do like to the millimeter of like what the arm is going to be and the fabrics.
Well, let's see. Is this you have your shorts and the hat are yours, right?
Shorts and hat are mine.
Let's see the fit. Go show them. Stand up.
Oh my god. Well, and the best part is this. The worst part about the fit is the shirt everyone loves. It's a McDonald's '90s manager shirt. And
that shirt?
It's a
no
fit.
joke. I've never gotten more compliments in my life.
It's fucking sick.
Where's the camera?
Right there. Let's see the fit.
Let's see these shorts.
He's got the. So the shorts
Bro,
are.
I might need to buy some
what are
shorts.
those?
I need some new shorts. These dad shorts are getting old.
Do you know what's nice about the shorts? It's got the drawstring. Yeah. Nice. What are those? A 7-inch, 5-inch seam?
I think it's like 5.5.
5.5-inch seam.
Changing on medium, large, XL.
Okay.
Fire.
And what size you wearing?
Medium.
You're a medium. You're about 6'1" ish.
There you go.
6'1".
You gotta turn around. You gotta face the camera. So
that
that's a retro look.
Sick. See, I could never think to wear this shit. Like, who would think to put that shit
now
on with those
I will
pants?
do something like this.
No, but you'll look like a busted version.
No, I would look sick.
You're gonna like, you won't look that cool. You won't
Maybe
look
not
that
cool because he
Rick's not that
he's
cool.
cool. Like,
and that's your hat too. You made the hat.
Yeah. So it's actually based off of.
So the hat's based off. I'm just repeating so the cameras people can hear.
Yeah, jump back in.
Jump back in now. Yeah.
So it's actually based off.
Yeah, he's cool looking, right? Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. I see.
I'm in a golf shirt.
I think I have fashion, like style, but I don't have fashion. Like I think style and fashion are different things.
Yeah,
I just made that up in the top of my head, but I think they're different things.
No,
because I feel like I got some style, but
fashion,
and you got fashion with a UN, not with an ION.
Oh, fashion.
PH.
Yeah.
The hat is I based it off of. I like '90s stuff. I like collect vintage stuff, so I try to like recreate it. All these companies are like vintage inspired, but mine really is. Like I try to go off of feel, different cuts. My shirts are based off of my favorite vintage shirts, the way they fit and everything. The hat is based off of. I'm on 92, off of Shaquille O'Neal was drafted in 1992. He got drafted obviously Orlando Magic. If you look at his hat from the draft, it's literally this.
Turn your head. Let's see.
I'll just put it forward. There you go.
All right, true. Smart. Oops. That's why I'm not fashion. Turn your head.
Turn your head. I was about to do it. So I switched out like
what's that funny, Rick?
Exactly.
He's good at flipping his head back.
I was starting to.
You didn't go that far.
You want to see the front of it?
Yeah, I was the front. Fuck.
I was starting to. I was like, I'll just turn around, show off my hair a little bit.
Fuck it. I'm not fashion. This is why I'm not fashion. I didn't know.
Yeah, you got some good TikToks from this episode for sure. Some great
some
TikToks.
Easy cuts.
Yeah,
easy
TikToks.
Okay. Honestly.
Okay, so what's the hat say? Devin Michaels?
Paris. I've never actually been. I've always wanted to go, but it's it's like
manifesting.
Paris with the star has an A. Ooh.
Smart, right? It's like I think Magic had the star as an A, so I kind of took it from there a little bit.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I just like the
green brim is sick too.
Yeah, so it's like to make it look retro, right?
Very
and
retro.
I think I went through like 5 different samples just to find the right fit, and I'm very picky. Like OCD is.
You have to be.
It works and it doesn't work. Sometimes I'm like, every time I get something, I'm like, no, shit. I shouldn't have done this. Shouldn't have done that. But then people see it like, oh, it's sick. And then I start wearing it. I'm like, I actually really like it. What was I doing? you're always your own worst critic, but I'm like really bad.
You have to be critical though. Anything you do, you have to be like, to be good at something. I really believe like at a certain point, perfectionism can get in the way of like just progress, because like you have to be able to just like, okay, let me just do this to get going. But I think in order to like to be the best and operate at the best level, you do have to be critical of every last detail.
I agree. Yeah.
Like if you're not thinking about like even like the, the star, the way it's stitched, like you can see actually like the pattern of the stitching. Like they could have just done a star that's embossed, but like you can actually kind of see each star has a different angle. Like I'm sure that like everything's been thought out, right? You have to do that because like at the end of the day, if you don't notice every detail, someone's gonna maybe not notice everything. They might notice the P and like, oh, this looks kind of weird.
Exactly.
One bad user experience, and so you have to be. I think you have to be your own worst critic.
You
also have to be hypercritical of your.
You got to be.
Stuff.
It's like a good positivity, good negativity, I guess. But like these shorts honestly, they drive me crazy. Like I went through so many samples. I added all the little details, like zippers in the pockets, just so nothing falls out. Because I was in the car, no mesh shorts have zippers for some reason. And I'm like in the car, falling out on a boat.
No mesh shorts have zippers.
Always happens.
They have like one
back pocket.
One back
two back pockets, two front pockets, zippers, everything you name it.
And the long drawstring. That's a vibe.
Do you have stock right now? Like if I went online to check, there's it.
The black shorts, yes, I have some stuff on there. The hats, yes. I have a pair of green shorts. They're like very limited. They're almost gone. The black shorts are actually almost gone, but there's some on there.
Okay. A little Trinity vibe.
Yeah. Okay. And then I got some like these on the Trinity vibe.
Yeah,
I love it. I want to go. I haven't gone all year. I'm ready to go.
Come with us. We're gonna be
You're
there.
You're gonna go on Sunday. You see Ricky wearing the exact same fit, pearl necklace, everything.
How the fuck do I get this shirt? How do I get the shirt?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll swap it out for my sleeveless shirt. That's it.
Exactly.
So of all your products, or there's a few that are like now running lower. What's your favorite of everything you have currently live? In stock or not in stock, either or.
Probably. Well, the sweatpants. I got sweatpants that are actually really nice. I hate sweatpants. I absolutely hate them.
Really? I fucking love sweatpants.
Until working from home and being at home, and I'm like, I've never found a nice pair of sweatpants. I made them, so it worked out. But I would probably have to say these shorts I've worn every day. Like every single day.
I don't blame you. It's also your brand too.
Exactly, right? But that's the thing. I don't want to wear my own shit. Like, really? I never want to wear my own stuff.
Do you feel like it's like you're like
feel kind of douchey one?
Well, and you probably looked at it like a million times. Where it's like I've seen these shorts 1,000 times.
Exactly.
The last thing I want to do is see myself in them.
Exactly. Right. Like it's.
I
kind of get it. Like, do you guys listen to your own podcast after?
I used to.
I never
just
do.
Like I haven't listened to podcasts.
Maybe one or two episodes.
Have you ever sent like a voice note to somebody and be like, "Oh my god, that's what I sound like"?
At the beginning.
Right?
I'd be like, I can't believe I sound like this. How do people listen?
I don't not listen because I'm like my voice right now. I can listen to like myself. I actually don't hate the sound of my voice. Like it's like I not in a cocky way. I just don't care. Like I just like doesn't sound weird to me because I used to vlog when I was traveling too. So I'm used to like I know what I sound like. I know my voice is annoying. I know my laugh's annoying. Like I know these things. But I just don't listen because I'm like I was there for the conversation. Like I don't really listen to it. But I do rep my own like merch and shit.
Yeah,
like,
I'm starting to because I honestly I sold the most when I was going out, and people are like, "Yo, that is a sick pair of sweatpants, a sick pair of shorts, that's a sick T-shirt you got." I'm like, they're like, "Where did you get that?" And I'm like, well,
here's my card.
Here we are. Yeah. But I also hate doing that. Like I was out in the mall and I was buying something from like a Foot Locker, a new pair of Air Forces. I buy like $1 million a year just to clean up. And the guy's like, "Yo, that's a sick jacket." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." That was it. And I was like, "What the fuck?" I just missed out on it. Like, I was like, I had the car.
It's hard. Everything. You gotta be shameless, and a lot of like being an entrepreneur. You kind of have to be,
and you have to.
I am.
You got to put it past
shameless.
you.
Yeah, Ricky is the king of this. That's why he's our head of growth at like Cast. He like, what's your motto?
If it's free, I'll do anything.
Okay.
Honestly, he'll do almost anything.
Guys, I'm not kidding. Like I can't say some of the stuff on air that I would have done, but the way I look at it, it's like I've got my savings into our app.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if this app fails, I'm going to be fucking pissed. But if it fails and I didn't do everything I possibly could have, then I'm really going to be pissed. It's like, that's on me. If I did 100%. Everything I can possibly do in my capabilities and it fails, then it's like, you know what, that sucks. I'm going to be pissed, but I fucking gave it 100%. If I didn't, or if let's say I had an idea and like someone talks me out of it, or like one of my buddies is like, "Oh, you're going to do that?" Or like, "Oh, you have like, well, blah." It's like, I don't give a fuck. It's, yo, you're not going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
We had the idea to stand out at Trinity. That's why I keep mentioning Trinity, because it's a nice little shameless plug, because we got this beautiful wagon that I love, and we go to Trinity every Sunday, and we hand out free water and freezies for people to download Cast. And I mentioned it to someone like, so you're going to stand outside for like 6-7 hours and just giving out free waters and freezies. And I said,
right.
Yeah. I'm like, that literally cost me per download. It's like 10 cents a download. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
My time on a Sunday is free.
Exactly.
Like,
what are you doing?
What am I? Sit by the pool at my parents' house, which I love my family and I love doing that. Don't get me wrong. But, or I could get downloads.
Yeah.
Right now,
and buy my own pool one day.
99% of my life revolves around getting downloads. I've got all my dating profiles on every dating app I'm on. Literally just say the same thing. I'm not on this. Download my app and DM me and I will respond.
That's how you reach me.
That's all what I have.
Smart though.
Someone literally messaged me today. They followed me and I sent them my generic message. Hey, thanks for the follow. Please download my app.
Yeah.
Hope all is well. And like so back and forth a little bit. She's like, oh, so by the way, I saw you on Hinge. I'm like, oh, so I guess it works. She's like, yeah, shameless promo. No shame.
No shame whatsoever. Like, it's the same thing. My biggest thing, I think my biggest downfall is I regret everything. I regret not doing this. I regret not doing that. And not doing this. And I'm like, this time I'm not fucking giving up. Like, I'm
not gonna
not look back and be like, I shouldn't have, I regret that, right? Like, I'm just gonna give it my all, and still young enough to make mistakes, and I can figure it out after that.
I'll give you one example on how I look, and I really respect Rick for doing this. Like, he's made me be like less, like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I still care a little bit because you're like, oh, I'm gonna look kind of foolish if I do this.
Everyone kind of cares a little bit.
But you know, when I realized, I look back, I didn't realize this in the moment, but I look back, I remember, like, not the exact circumstance or context, but I remember when I was, at a university, I was at a bar, and I think I was on a date I was maybe with a girl or a girlfriend or something. There was like, I was standing next to a girl at a bar, and this guy comes up to her and just like we're in conversation, and he just like clearly hits on her right in front of me. Like, there was like, whatever. He doesn't know who I am, whatever. We were probably just friends hanging out, but like, he was shamed, like, didn't give a shit. In that moment, I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, what a loser. This guy is like, who does that? Because there's a girl talking to a guy thinking like all these things, right? And it didn't click to me till like years later. I was like,
until she left with him.
I don't remember that part. No, I honestly
George paid for the bill.
Yeah. No, I actually think it might have been one of my friends, but like in my head, I was like, in that moment, I was like, what a loser! Like, wow, who does that? Like, what a dork! Who fucking goes with the girls, talks to them? But you're projecting, right? In that moment, you're thinking like, see, that guy wanted something, and he went out of his way, regardless of what I was gonna think about him or that girl for that matter. What do you have to lose? He'll probably never see either of us ever again. Probably hasn't. And it's funny, for a long time, I was very similar. Like, I would shit my pants. I did not want to like promote myself, hype myself up. I'd be scared to talk to the camera, talk on this, because I'm like, what if I sound stupid? Like, people are going to think of me. Then over time, like to Ricky's point, like being an entrepreneur and having other businesses, I was like, if I'm not going to do this, who's going to do it for me?
Exactly.
Who's going to sell? Who's going to hype us up? Who's going to grow the business? Who's going to do these things? Like, at the end of the day, number one, people like, even with the Shameless promotion, plugging our stuff on social media, or like, soliciting downloads for our app, whatever.
It's free.
It's free. And also, what, like, people don't give a, they're not thinking, like, when I message them, or Ricky's messaging them, I'm like, oh, these guys are losers. I'm not going to download this. They have better things to do. They're going to see the message, either do it or not, and move on.
Exactly.
And if you don't nudge them, they're
Worst
not going to do
case,
it.
they say no, and you're like, all right.
And they're not going to remember you the next day. They don't give a shit. They got better things
now
to
they
do.
know about it.
Yeah. Everybody in Trinity, everyone, honestly, like, you could have thought, like, for me, I thought it was a great idea. And it's funny, we started sitting in that area. We started seeing people kind of congregating closer to us.
Oh, we
had music.
We were running Trinity on Sunday.
Yeah, people were
That's
coming
smart.
closer. But see,
we saw different blankets slowly start to come to our area. We noticed.
And at the end of the day, we got 100 downloads that day. Like, to us on a Sunday, that's an amazing day regardless.
That's huge.
And that's like our first attempt at it. So we didn't have it perfected. Our signs were kind of weak.
Sick wagon.
Yeah, like,
it's a smart idea.
I need to make sure.
But you see, like, the thing is, too, we were just like,
genius.
we're shameless. Like, people come up like, oh, what, you guys are hustling for downs? Yeah, 100% is what we're doing. Like,
you have to have no shame. Like,
you have to. You honestly have to. As long as you're not doing anything stupid or like overly insensitive.
Don't be an idiot.
Yeah,
don't go to your way for the attention.
Hate or something, that's a different story. But the way I look at it, again, if it's free, I'll literally do anything. Of course, not like the fucking weird shit. But the way I look at it, look, people that are going to talk shit are going to talk shit no matter what you do. You look good in a suit, they're going to be like, oh, look at this fucking jackass. He's, he knows he looks good in a suit, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, if I post a topless picture, I'm like, oh, look at this douchebag. Okay, well, if you're talking about me, that means your life fucking sucks because you're talking about me. So, you know what? You might be talking about, you might not
project it. They're doing what I did with that guy who came up to the bar. And I said, what a loser. But deep down, I was probably envious that he had the balls to go talk to a girl.
You remember that moment.
Yeah, 100%.
You remember that moment. So it's like, yeah, let's say some guy goes, oh, Rick, fucking loser at the park by himself. Because there were points where we were by ourselves, just me and George. There was nobody there. It might be, what, loser? Okay, yeah, but you know what? That person might have walked by Trinity later and saw our app and then be like, I'm curious. That's a potential person that, I want people to talk to you. Like we said, we're like, what if the cops come by and shut us down? I'm like, great. I will literally like
any press.
I will hold on to the table like it's the end of the world, and I will make the biggest sting. Like, what if we get arrested? It's like, you kidding? That's great.
That's fucking perfect. Great PR. I'll put on a shirt.
Two young entrepreneurs get arrested for trying to promote their app in a safe and healthy manner. It's a great fucking tag.
Yeah, I'll take
100%.
And that's the thing. Like, I remember my
buddy, come with us.
Yeah,
put your shorts on, the hat. Come with us.
Done
every Sunday.
Yeah, download the app and buy the clothes.
Exactly. Simple. Here you go. 2 freezies. Beat it. But it's,
stay out of the table. Fuck.
It's the same way. Like my name, like my logo, label, whatever you want to call it, is Devin Michaels, and everyone's. I was
It's a
like,
great name.
Thank
It's
you.
a very fashion name.
But mind you, never trust a
Thank
guy
you.
with 2 first names.
There you go. I know. I agree. And when
Is
I
that
was,
true?
that's why I added an S.
I like that, eh, Michaels?
And then when I was creating it, I was like, make the sticker. I was like, originally I had Devin Michaels, and I was like, okay, I made the sticker just for like promo. Obviously, you guys probably have a bunch, and I'm just like,
But we sticker the hell out of everywhere.
And I'm just like, who the fuck is Devin Michaels? That's literally what people are like. Who the fuck is that? What did I do? Made the sticker. Who the fuck is Devin Michaels?
Yeah.
Who the fuck was Christian Louboutin?
Exactly.
50 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever he started.
Yeah, probably like 30ish.
Whatever,
He crushed it.
Who was Johnny Versace 50 years ago?
Exactly. So you just gotta do
Just
it.
own it.
It's
Fuck
not
it.
that hard. Well, it is hard actually for some
Very.
people. It's
Well,
easier
if you want, we go stickering like once. Sorry, we don't go stickering. We hand out stickers to people who sticker around.
on
for us.
legal places. Yeah.
Yeah,
smart.
yeah.
We're all over the place.
We
Like,
should,
now that you
we
know
should
us,
get out later.
Now
I
you-
did it last night.
Now you notice it.
You
You're gonna
didn't
see
do
it
it.
all
Other
the
people
time.
did it.
Yeah, sorry. I went for a walk last night, and
You
I
saw
just happened to
stickers
see
around.
stickers everywhere
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Queen
yeah.
West,
On the same
King
way.
West, King East a little bit.
King
I
and
actually
Portland
got
on
up
the
to
third
Dundas
pole.
as well. I saw some up there.
Yeah.
So we're all over the place. Come with us.
Yeah.
anytime.
Smart. At midnight, I'll see you guys there.
No, not midnight.
No?
Middle of the day. Don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Arrest me for it.
Who cares?
Wearing a purple shirt, you can easily see me.
Okay, sleeves off.
Hey, done.
You don't want none of this. Anyways. Well, so okay, well, fuck. We're
Yeah,
getting-
no, I appreciate you guys having me
Well,
on.
no, no, we're not
I'm sure
done yet.
everyone
We're
was
not done
busy
yet. We're
or
still
in
talking.
Miami, but I'll take it. It's I
no,
appreciate
I
it.
wanted to ask you, like, on that same thing. So you kind of told us how you got here, like what you're doing now. What's kind of in the future for you? Like, what does the rest of 2021 look like? In 2022, what's your big dream? Your hopefully goals.
Yeah. Well, hopefully things get back to more normal-ish, I guess you want to call normal. Things are starting to get there somewhat. Hopefully the border can open up and I can start traveling and networking again and going to like LA, New York, Miami, the main cities. I might try to host a couple parties at some big clubs like in New York, Miami, whatever, just to get the name out there. I have a lot of new stuff coming. It's one step at a time, literally one step at a time. I have no space to put it. Obviously I'm funding my own stuff here, and it's just like as it comes in, I'm getting stuff out, but I have stuff ready to go. I just got to give it the approval. So I have some new shorts coming out hopefully soon. The black and green ones are already out. They're basically gone, but they're still there. The hat, sweatpants, I got more hats coming out. I got just a bunch of new stuff. Hopefully we can grow and hopefully have like a successful company and get a bigger place, kind of like a place like this, a studio, hopefully down the road, and just get it going and get the name out there so people don't have to ask who the fuck is that anymore, and they know. So it's just
Devin Michaels Co. baby.
Exactly. Yeah, Congo it is. But yeah,
love that.
we'll see. I just want to go. I don't have a pace. A 5-year plan. I don't fucking have one.
Just go and keep.
I'm
moving.
going with the flow, and that's all I've done my whole life, and it's worked out. So
Good for you.
we'll see how it goes, and I'm pretty good at adapting, and that's all I can do is really keep on going, and we'll
Spread
see what
that.
happens. And I'm hoping to do more design stuff. Like I love designing, even like interior. I love doing like helping out merch, like for companies doing like their uniforms. I've worked with clubs. I've worked with companies doing other design, and I would love to just expand.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Sweet. If you could have a collab with any designer, dream designer to collaborate with.
That's actually really tough. Oh, I wouldn't call it a designer though. I would say a company. Never been on one. Never seen one. Harley Davidson.
Really?
Absolutely. I love their logo. I love what they work with. I love the grunge. I have so many Harley Davidson shirts, and I've never been on one in my life. I just think there's so much cool things, and I've reached out to people that know them. I've done everything. I have no shame when it comes to DMing. Like, I DM NBA athletes all the time. I'm like a girl in Toronto, just DMing athletes, no problem.
Sending thirst traps out.
Exactly.
Check these
Yeah,
shorts out.
That's a TikTok right there.
And it's worked. Like I've gotten, so what, they don't DM? Fuck, I'll go 2 weeks later, unsend, whatever.
Yeah.
No
That's
shame.
Ricky.
But I've not gotten DMs and I've gotten messages. I've reached out to NBA players. I'm like, hey bro, like I lie sometimes. I'm like, hey, I take care of all the athletes, whatever. Let me come through. I'll bring you this. You can buy this, or I'll give you a couple things. They're like, and sometimes they're like, yeah, come through. The amount of like NBA tickets I've gotten just from DMs and just like the opportunities and everything. You just gotta go for it.
Really good for you,
I'm
man.
going to tell a story quickly. So we had Donovan Bailey on the podcast. You
Yep.
know Donovan Bailey?
Yep.
It's like arguably one of the greatest like Canadian athletes of all time. World record holder. I literally DM'd him and unsent a DM probably about 15 to 20 times. So it's like, what's the worst that happens? He doesn't see it or he ignores it.
Yeah,
Like,
if-
okay, I'll keep doing it. If I'm in the other request, I'm in there either way.
Yeah.
What's it fucking matter? Like, what's it to me? Like, and then it worked. We got him on. It's like, fuck, I sat down with Donovan Bailey. Like, I remember running through like the schoolyard as a kid being like, I'm Donovan fucking Bailey. And
Yeah.
I got to sit down and talk with him for like an hour and a half.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what's it what does it? Okay, people are gonna see your DM and then not respond. Okay, cool. I'll unsend it. I'll resend it. Like,
no shame. So what? You just gotta like I remember I did that, and the NBA guy messaged like, yeah, come through, and I was like, fuck, I'm working all day. I'm like shit. So I'm like, okay, I gotta work. I worked 9 hours, and I hopped on like a bus and went right to a vintage place that I know has all these things. Did that, and then right to the game, and I was just like sweating. And then I had to work the next day. I'm like, but it all worked out. And I'm just from a DM that I had no faith in whatsoever, just like some random guy, and that's it.
Who's the? I guess who's like your best client you've had, or like who's like the coolest person that you've sold to?
Oh,
can you plug that or?
I don't know. That's the thing. There's some people.
There's
some cool stuff. I can tell you guys off air. Some really cool people that have it.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't really say too much.
Can't blow up a spawn, man, because someone's going to go DM his guys.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like, oh, wow, they listen.
Up-and-comer up there listening. We're like, all right, going to that DM now.
Some cool things. I'll say one name just because I guess so. He didn't end up, I don't know if he's rocked it. If he has, I'm not seeing a photo. It was a gift. I try not to gift too much. One thing about Louboutin, never gifts. You will see he never gifts it. He loses credibility sometimes.
Because then people expect it kind of free.
Exactly. So I've had a couple people, like I've had one customer I used to gift just to get the name out. He posted it, made it amazing, and now he buys all this stuff. I'm like, well, that worked out. It's not everyone's like that.
It's just also just on that same note. There's actually this theory. So this is like the problem with like it's not problem, but I remember reading something like clothing brands, like a lot of not clothing brands, but brands in general, like companies, big box retailers. When they do sales, and if they make it a habit of doing them over and over, people then won't buy full. Like they won't go full price.
It's not a promotion. It's a price drop.
Basically, then brands then raise their price, but then call it a sale, so it looks like a sale. So if you start like to your point, you start giving stuff away free or like doing it that way, they look at it that way and they expect it rather than going like for full price or paying it. Right.
There's also that idea. I think it was Armani. Armani or Armani Exchange. So their stuff will never end up at, I think maybe it's Armani, not Armani Exchange. So they don't want their stuff to ever end up in clearance or to ever end up at like a Goodwill. They'll burn their excess.
A lot of companies do that. Some getting in trouble.
Yeah, because that's like very like unsustainable.
Yeah, I think Gucci got in trouble for it or something like that.
Yeah, but like burn it.
Yeah, but it's just smart though. Like, what's the
point? They don't want it to ever be like on sale or like out of like Goodwill or something.
That's what's interesting, right? Sorry, on that note, like I don't want to sound insensitive. I understand, like, you know, it's wasteful and there's problems in the world. But at the end of the day, they're private business. They're private business. They're burning money they could make.
It's legit money.
Right. So then, I understand that like
go ahead.
It's not like, you know, you're tearing trees and doing this and burning it. Right. But if you're a private business, you have the right to do with your goods whatever you want.
Especially your
like
money.
If you do it, you're losing that money, but that's a trade-off for you, right?
That's a good question on Cast.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. A lot of people I think would answer that it is incorrect. As someone who's like believes that it's a business,
two different people.
It's two different, right?
There's somebody that doesn't understand it, and then somebody that has a business. Like, it's their own thing, but it's like, oh well, you could have given that. Gucci's not going to give a homeless guy a $2,000 sweater because no one's going to buy it.
Yeah,
right.
They're going to see.
I know they started making like kind of that homeless grunge chic look.
I know exactly. I know. There's some Gucci. I feel like is playing with us. They can just make anything they want. Crocs. Sold out.
Oh, 100%. You know what's interesting too, actually, on that note? I remember when I was in I was in high school.
Yeah, they're nice.
I actually wanted to order a pair. I almost ordered a pair of purple Crocs the other day. I couldn't find my size. Light purple lavender Crocs.
Would you have ordered Crocs without me?
100%. Cooler than you.
Wow, I'm
stopped, bro.
So gutty.
They didn't have a size.
We literally talked about getting them. And we literally discussed we're going to buy them for the whole team. And
I didn't order
even
it.
offer me.
I didn't buy. They didn't have a size.
I don't have a pair.
But I'm not gonna. So I'm gonna buy for you, not me.
You should be. Hey, Rick, they're on sale or whatever.
Nah, they weren't on sale though. They're full price. You don't pay full price. Speaking of which, doesn't pay full price. You fucking cheap ass.
That's fine. No, that's fine. I understand. If
not
you can't,
cheap.
Why not?
Just like there's time. Like Crocs, $80.
See, I would rather buy nice shit, pay it once, and have it forever.
That's the way I look at it.
I have my first ever. I don't know if I've ever told the story before. My first ever designer thing I ever bought was in grade 7. This also tells you how fat I am or was. Grade 7. We were in LA on Rodeo Drive. My sister we're on the same age a year apart. She wanted to get like a purse from like Louis Vuitton. That's when Louis Vuitton was big. She wanted to get like a wallet or something. So my dad's like, you know, Christmas, birth, whatever, get your thing. So I walk in, I see this belt, like a black leather belt, really nice. Like not even like a douchey big ass one, like really classy Louis Vuitton, whatever. I bought this. No, maybe it was in grade 8. Whatever. Bought this in grade 8. Sorry, grade 9. Whatever. Irrelevant. I was like in my teens. I bought it. I still wear it to this day, and it still fits me perfectly, which is crazy that I still like. You know how fat I was.
I don't know if that's sad or impressive.
I don't know, but it's still mint condition. It has a couple bite marks. My dog bit it, but it is like I've had that. That's like 15 years now. Still fits. So think about that. Like I paid a couple $100 then. I got my money worth like 100 times over. Because that's the thing. Like I'd rather like where we differ a bit. I would rather buy stuff that's good quality that just lasts forever.
Yep.
Than like every year buy something new. I don't even care if I wear this like for 10 years. Someone says, "Oh, you already wore that." Cool.
See, for me, I'm the opposite. I'd rather buy like a lot more cheaper stuff, so I have a lot of variety, and it's like at the end of the season I can toss it out because things change. And
unsustainable.
Unsustainable.
That's
why I do 2 examples. One of these, I remember my cousin in Italy. Remember about 15 years ago, the upside down sunglasses were in style in Europe.
Yeah.
The what?
The upside down sunglasses.
So don't buy fats, bro. You got to buy stuff that's timeless.
This is Gucci. So I didn't buy it. But
that's what I mean.
Yeah, my cousin in Italy gave me his Gucci sunglasses. I remember because most people leave the receipts for really expensive stuff in the case and whatever, so you don't lose it. You know you have the warranty, blah, blah.
True.
It was 350 euros at the time. That's when like euros was almost like 2 to 1. So I'm like, these are like $700 like Canadian. Like I'm like 15 years old.
Yeah. I
didn't wear them that whole year. I was so scared. I wore them once because I was so scared to like wear them and like damage them in my room. The next summer I wore it twice. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to start wearing them. I put them on. I look like an idiot because like, who the fuck wears upside down sunglasses past that 2-year span that they were famous? So I didn't wear them. Another example. I remember. Do you remember when Louis when the 2-tone black pattern was a thing?
Yep.
It's like really popular. Like everyone had it. So I remember I wanted a belt. My ex-girlfriend at the time bought me a wallet. So I had a wallet and I wanted the matching.
You mean
belt.
the pattern like traditional Louis Vuitton? Yeah, yeah.
It's like black and gray.
Black and charcoal.
Yeah.
Or black and gray and charcoal.
It's a pattern, yeah.
Yeah. So that's when it like just came out. It was super famous, whatever. I was like, I want a belt. That's what I want. I want a fucking belt. So my mom went out and bought me one. Right. And again, same thing. I'm like, I don't want to wear it too much. Like, I only wear it when I wear suits. But I'm like, I fucking love this belt. I want to wear it to like the club and shit. So I went out and bought myself a fake one. Fake one was probably like $50 or something. The real one's like $300. Yeah, I'll tell you. So I bought the fake one. I ended up wearing the fake one more than the real one. A couple years later.
You had both?
I had both.
See, big mistake. Just wear it. Buy it and wear it.
Wait. I wore the real one maybe 20, 30 times max. The real one broke. The actual ball where it goes through the hole popped off. And the holes stretched easier than my fake one. And I brought it back to Louis Vuitton because I'm like, this is a $300.
The fake one.
They're like, no, the real one. The fake one was still good. I still have the fake one. The real one. Right now. The real one. I brought it back to Louis V because I know. I'm like, this is a fucking $300 belt. Like, this is supposed to last forever on that point.
Yeah.
I bring it back and they're like, sir, where's your receipt? I was like, look, I don't have a receipt. Like, you can look me up or my mom up. It was at Holt Renfrew. Never forget. And I'm like, look, you guys got to fix it. So I go, oh, well, we don't have it anymore. I'm like, okay, so take it, send it to fucking Italy or wherever the fuck you send it to, and get me another one.
Yeah.
Or give me a credit. This is a fucking $300. Like, oh, you bought it like 3 years ago. I was like, I don't care. I've barely worn it. Look, the thing's in mint condition, minus this hole and minus that stupid little ball on the end of the thing.
Yeah.
So I literally tried to super glue a fucking ball onto the end of the hole, and it just looked terrible. So I'm like, you know, I wore my fucking fake one all the time, and my fake one still looks maybe not perfect, but it looked so good. And I'm going like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they're good.
This is why I'm like, fucking, I still like Louis V, but I'm like, I don't support it anymore.
My main point I was getting at, which I actually got sidetracked, was that when I was like, when I bought that thing, I remember being in like later in high school, and I remember buying something like fashion back then, like, I don't know, it was like True Religion jeans or something, or like a Gucci shirt. One thing I got, and I wore it, and I was like, I remember feeling like a bit of a douche, and I was like
the Ed Hardy shirt.
Kind of like all those big brands, right?
Those would have
I never wear Ed Hardy.
Quick too.
I never got there. I got Christian tap out shirt once.
Remember Christian? What was the other Christian?
Christian Audigier.
Dior?
I never wore them. Like I wore like that shirt once. Whatever it was, Louis Vuitton something, and I was like, I feel like a douche. And I remember for the longest time, like, at least with the high school I went to and like even university, people wouldn't really wear like the big brands. It seemed kind of like arrogant. That's at least what I remember seeing.
Like that drug dealer
but then,
look.
Yeah, kind of.
Or that guy from London.
And then,
knows what I'm talking about.
And then it like the last few years, like it just kind of became like, you know, whether it's, I don't know, you know better than I do, whether it's status or because it's cool again and everything. But it is cool. Like I think it's like kind of more subtle. The patterns are a lot nicer. It looks more quality. Or they can, you know, take vintage shirts, put the fucking little B on it, and it's sick. But like I remember for the longest time, it was like faux pas. Like wearing those big brands made you look like a bit of a dickhead. Yeah, for lack of a better term. And now it's like everyone wears them, right? Like it's like the cool thing to wear now.
Well, Instagram just allows fashion to like people see something on the rapper, like their favorite rapper, like I need it. Even though they don't, like, just because you have money or you act like you have money doesn't mean you have style. That's
the biggest thing.
It's not,
and typically people with the most money have the worst style.
Oh yeah, they just buy it and off the rack, put it on. I'm like, that doesn't go. But yeah, I'll let it go. That's fine.
Honestly, like, yeah, I mean, anyone can walk.
I see a couple mannequins. I'm like, ooh, that mannequin's got style.
Yeah,
no, like, I need that outfit.
And then they're like, oh, here's the bill. Like, nah.
Yeah. I come back from the jewelry store and the art gallery. I'll hit you on the way back.
I won't lie. I've done that a few times. I tried clothes. I'm like, this is sick. I see the tag. I'm like, nope. See you later.
I'm like, you got a size 10? They're like 10 and a half.
If you had a 10, that was my.
Like, actually, we can order it in. I'm like, I'm busy.
Wait, you got a 10? Oh, I meant 10 and a half.
10 and a half. Euro. Sorry, I meant euro.
You know what? I'm starting to think it doesn't look. It looked better on the mannequin than it did on me. Not my style anymore.
I have. I guess I have one last question.
Yeah.
Favorite.
I could go all night. I got so much to talk about. Yeah.
NBA players. Who do you think is the best fashion in the NBA?
Oof. Holy shit, that is actually really tough. Because there's some that are just like all over the place, and some are very clean. Like I love Westbrook, but he's also all over the place though. So like,
guy wore a damn like safety vest like one day with no shirt underneath.
Exactly. I really like his stuff.
That's me.
There's a lot of good ones. Like even CP3 has really nice stuff. There's a lot of clean guys out there now. Like Jason Tatum's got some really good like just clean stuff. I'm more clean. I can't do the crazy stuff, maybe because I just can't do it. Westbrook.
I feel like you could.
Maybe I could.
What about favorite athlete? Like,
you'd probably still have to go NBA though. I probably.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Cam Newton? That's my guy.
I hate the way he dresses.
Yeah, I honestly, like his big hats and stuff.
Swag.
You know what? Actually, I think has pretty good stuff.
Travis Kelce. He's got really nice stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Kelce. Yeah,
that's
right.
And that's
I
cool.
would have forgot that right away. ADD would have put that away.
It's so interesting that NBA is really taking off. Like I think it was like I don't know if it was before. Who's before Mark Silver? Dave Commissioner? Dave Stern. David Stern? Yeah, David Stern.
Yeah.
He kind of let them be more lax. I remember like around the time when Iverson was coming up. Iverson they were crazy baggy pants. It was more like that hip hop look back in the day. I think he wanted to get away from it. I think it was like, if I remember correctly, they were like, we should be a little more clean cut. But then I think eventually you said, you know what, we let these guys be themselves. And I really think, honestly, like the NBA has grown in insane amount in the past few years because people, they let them be themselves. The players are so much more connected with social media, the looks, all that stuff. I think great for the NBA that they've done. Like, I think it's honestly going to be, if not the biggest sport soon, but like.
Have you seen
well, that's why they're saying the MLB is starting to
the games
MLB
are
too long and like they don't give players the creative expression.
Exactly. Yeah. Have you seen them Dallas Mavericks? I don't know if you noticed, Dallas Mavericks is Mark Cuban. He's obviously very with it. They made their hallway a runway. I don't know.
Oh no shit! I didn't see that. No.
This year they made it
like a red carpet.
It's a black. No, it's like a black silk like runway with like lights all over the place. It literally looks like a pair of fashion
smart.
show.
See, but he
marketing. He's smart. He's a billionaire for a reason.
Yeah, he started attack. He's tapped it, but see, that is really smart, right? Like let them express themselves. Like what? And the thing is, too, you look at it, how style has evolved. Like it was like more baggy clothes back then. You see like Tim Duncan back in the day, like with jeans that look like fucking bell bottoms.
LeBron's giraffe suit.
No, like crazy.
All of us could fit in it.
But you see, like you
the
let
left
them
leg.
It's crazy. You let them be themselves, and now it's like almost a competition a bit too, right? So like it just drives the best. It's interesting too because like the NHL, I think you have to wear suits, but then you get guys like Austin Matthews, who was in the cover, I think he was in GQ or something recently.
So you have to wear, I think it's a suit, but you're allowed to have like creative expression.
Yeah,
because like Matthews will do like the shirt unbuttoned like a bunch with like a sick fedora and like the cool mustache and shit.
I think they're.
Danielle's like,
I always like when Danielle laughs. It's so funny.
Danielle's like, yeah, I know exactly which look you're talking about. Yeah, it's my home screen.
But honestly, I like it. I think it's cool.
I think hockey is easing up a little bit, but I think because some of these guys like Brent Burns is like he would show up in literally a hunting outfit, with a dead deer on his back.
But that would be cool though.
It is, man. But it is. But like I just don't know. I don't know if hockey's gonna get there. I think it's starting to
slowly. Yeah.
Like guys like that, like you mentioned, like and even like David Pasternak, I think it is on the Bruins. He dresses really, really well. And I think it's getting there. They're kind of easing up. I think they're seeing the opportunity there.
Yeah.
Especially now that I'm seeing that the NHL picked up. I think it was a TSN. I don't know. They got picked up by a huge NBC, maybe a huge company for next year.
Okay.
In the States that does like maybe the NBA and everything.
Yeah. NBC.
Yeah, like Chuck and all those guys are on.
Yeah.
It's like TNT. So that they got picked up.
Oh, NHL's on TNT.
Yeah,
next year.
You haven't seen the meme?
Yeah, no, I didn't. That's big. Good for them.
It's like he's like, all right, hockey's on TNT tonight. We're gonna talk.
It's hilarious.
Love that.
So I think it's gonna kind of get there. It's gonna get more. It's gonna get there.
I think so. I think it's cool. And honestly, man, like hopefully everything like starts to open up. Teams coming back. It seems like it. Like we're heading in the right direction. Hopefully get more tickets to games, more connect to more people, and maybe you can bring some style to the NHL.
Yeah, I'm trying. I got some people on it, but it's we'll see how it goes.
We might have some good guests coming on soon. Some hockey guests.
We've had a few. We've had a few athletes. We've had some Toronto TFC guys.
We had a couple hockey players.
Yeah, we got a few more coming up. So if there's anyone you want us to connect you with too. Anything you want to plug ever, let us know. Again, we're shameless, man. We'll promote anything, and we like your shit.
So you have a new drop?
Absolutely, man. I got stuff coming all the time, and I got no shame anymore.
Fire us up.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
To start to wrap it up. Actually, George, you can wrap it.
We got 2 questions.
Uh-oh.
We ask every guest of all, every time, history of time, ask them all. Ricky's got the first one. He's going to hit you first.
If there was a movie about your life, who would you want to star as you? Could be anyone from any point in time.
Who would I? Oh my God. Who would I? My dream, obviously, would be like Brad Pitt from Fight Club.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think that would be the cast. But I would obviously every guy's dream is probably Brad Pitt from Fight Club.
He's fucking cool.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
He's just
He's
a
fucking.
badass.
Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, I haven't. I've actually
Watch
wanted
that
to.
shit. He's cool as heck in that movie.
Yeah,
He is cool in that movie.
That's an incredible movie. I've heard. I
You
love
actually
him
kind of
as an
resemble with
actor.
the little hair a bit, and I kind of.
Yeah, okay, now.
You look like an actor. I'm trying to pinpoint it. I can't think of who.
You know who I get a lot is I used to when I was traveling. I used to get free drinks all the time. The goalie for oh my God, is it Manchester United or something like that? David De Gea. I used to get him a lot.
Really?
I can see one of the guys from Animal Kingdom. You ever watch that show?
No.
I've heard that one before.
Jax Teller, maybe?
I can
No.
see Jax Teller too.
What's
You
his
guys
name?
are hyping me up way too much right now.
What's his actual name?
No, Jax Teller.
Anyways,
Everybody knows who
I know.
he
Yeah.
is.
Anyways, last question. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Don't regret everything you did. Like, just keep on. Just don't give up. Like, I was always like, I'm sure like you guys, especially social media was kind of coming around. I think I listened to too many people on social media and judged myself for what I was, and just keep your head up and just keep going. I probably wouldn't have been in a much better place, but we're here. So I'm so happy and would definitely, I know it sounds so stereotypical. Probably every person has probably said the same touche answer.
No.
But it's
that's
just
fair,
don't
man.
give up.
Yeah.
Just
It's
keep
your-
going, and obviously less tequila. And that's it.
I love
Fucking
that.
more tequila. I've been thinking about drinking this whole time. I'm not even gonna lie.
Less Jaeger.
Yeah, fair.
Less
fair,
Jaeger, because Jaeger, that's a no for me
Yeah,
anymore.
fucks
I
you
guess
up.
I gotta grow out of that one.
100%. I love that advice. But anyways,
Yeah, Devin, appreciate you coming on.
I
You're
really
a beauty
appreciate
to
it.
chat with. This one went really fast.
I wasn't propping you,
I
but
know, I
whatever.
saw that.
We'll take it.
Respect.
We appreciate you coming on, chatting. If people want to find out more about you, what you're doing, your brand, everything, where can they go? How can they find you?
Obviously, the website we spoke about would be devinmichaels.co, or obviously Instagram, which is everybody's on these days, is going to be at devinmichaels_. On TikTok, I might creep on there a little bit. That's actually a huge marketing thing. I'm sure you guys are kind of aware. I know you're aware. You're getting on
Speaking
there.
of TikTok,
George's been
I think
making
we're getting
so
there. You
many-
can
Hey,
actually-
honestly,
start selling now on
mine are
TikTok.
my TikToks are fucking sick.
TikTok's coming, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be way bigger.
No, they can. You can
You
already.
can start selling now on TikTok.
Yeah, the marketplace. Yeah.
And people like videos, so it's proven fact that more people spend.
You
time.
want to make TikTok videos? I got you.
I got you. Yeah,
Honestly?
I got the ring light. I got everything. I'm ready to. I'm ready. You probably got
Never
one.
mind the ring
somewhere.
light. We got
yeah,
one.
exactly. You got
know
everything.
what's funny? We had a girl who's Katerina Mogis was on the last episode. She's blown up on TikTok. She was on last episode, literally like a couple days ago. And I'm like against TikTok. I didn't use it for the longest time. I got it once, would scroll through it, and I was like, I understand the point of it. I think it's great. I just couldn't get into it. But then I was like, you know what? We got to start up. I want to have like a creative outlet. I used to vlog, and I was like, I consider myself a creative person. I was like, I wanted something just like do this. Fuck it. I'm gonna like tell the story of like Cast. So I made my first TikTok a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I'm fucking hooked on it now. Like honestly,
It's an addiction.
It's a slippery slope.
Because you can always get better.
Yeah.
And any video can fucking blow up.
Wait
That's
for
the first
George to
video.
get his first like
My first
100,000
video,
or 500,000.
My first video got 1,000 views. I got 20
We're
followers.
never gonna
Yeah.
hear the end of it.
That's pretty good.
Podcast over. He's a celebrity.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, Rick's gonna pay me to come on
We're
here.
gonna
It's-
never hear the end
Yeah.
of this.
Danielle saw me. She
Like, I
called. She called when I first posted. We were talking when I first posted it. We were in the car. I was in the car with my girlfriend, and I told her, I'm like, go check TikTok. She calls me back right. It's amazing. I was like, actually, she's like, yeah, really
So
good.
Yeah.
my second ever TikTok had 238,000.
Well, see what mine does. I'm about
That's
to post it right now.
unbelievable.
Hey,
It's like-
does time matter on TikTok when you post? Like time of day. Like if I post like in the next
I was
half
just
an hour.
posting during COVID. All mine are just a bunch of COVID.
Fuck it, we gotta end this
Yeah,
episode.
that's
Post on
fine.
TikTok.
That's it. And then my fifth one had 775,000.
That's wild.
Wow, if he gets that, his are shit. Mine has to do better.
No, honestly, I think George is actually doing a great job on his TikToks.
I'm a creative person, you know.
Me, I'm just like, this is what I'm gonna post today.
Exactly.
I'll do mine in
if
like
these little
5 minutes.
I actually
16-year-old
like
girls can
some
do
of them
it.
are funny.
I'll just
You
throw
can do
mine
it.
out.
The point thing got me good.
Yeah.
And then
So
George's
watch
like, pointing.
this is why I download Cast. This is
Yeah.
why.
And George's like, I love the point. I just respond with the pointing emoji.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Rick's are
smart.
good. They're almost because like you could tell he just does them, like doesn't put a
Yeah.
lot of effort. Where I'm the
The way-
opposite.
see-
They're good because like he just doesn't try.
George,
That's what it is.
like for me, when it comes to any online presence, and I want to wrap this up, and this is like a
shit.
point to any online presence. Me, I don't care. If someone looks at all my online presence, they're like, "That is Ricky." That is like, it's not like nice, beautifully curated pages and everything. It's like no. Like half my Instagram now, I have 2 Instagrams. One's like a personal
Yeah.
one, it's just like me and the boys, and like me and my family. And then I had like my cool Instagram that I actually used to care about. Now I don't. Like I go on Instagram live every week and I just post it.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
fine.
care.
I'm trying to clean up mine a little bit because I'm trying to get I had a
right?
social one, like it was my original, and I had got not many followers, but I got a decent amount. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna transfer it into a company. Yeah. I'm gonna make it personal eventually. Now I actually really think of literally every post, every story. It's kind of got to go with the whole vibe.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, I catch George eating. I'm like, boom, this is great content. That's what I'm posting.
Yeah, but I'm not as much with my Instagram. Not anymore. I post what I want to post. Yeah. But these videos,
I'm like, used to before. You used to be like, hey, what do you think about this picture?
I used to
like,
care
well,
I don't know. 100%.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Just post it.
The more the better. Especially on TikTok, the more you post, the better chances.
Guys, this TikTok
he's doing one a day.
Fucking viral.
One a day. Give yourself a plug on it. What's the
at Cast co-founder.
What about this guy gives himself a plug on the intro in today's episode? Doesn't even give me a plug
because you didn't show up. That's your fault.
So when I did the intros for all those episodes,
I didn't even realize. I
listened to it. I was like, this guy literally doesn't even give me a plug.
Past.
And I'm like, is this guy?
I didn't realize. I swear to God.
laughed because I'm like, I know George didn't do it personally. He just got so excited.
Hey, by the way, we should record I did the intro, like talking of the sponsors. It's fun to do it.
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah,
so
you
have to
record. You guys do the pre-record like that.
So we used to have this. We tell the intro about the guest, and then we did the pre-recorded sponsors. But it's actually fun. Like I was like talking about myself for 7 minutes today. It was great. I had so much fun. I was like holding the mic right there.
There's times. That's why I literally sent Danielle. So Danielle's our manager. I sent Danielle an email today. I was like, hey, remind us that we have to re-record this intro because we've been forgetting to record intro. Because a lot of times, like we're having a good time. Okay, we got to take the picture. Sign the wall. Oh, we got a shirt for you. That's like fuck. I got to pee, and then we end up just kind of dipping.
We'll do that. When's this one going up?
This one's going up Monday, so this episode will be released.
Oh, beauty!
We should probably do it today. We're gonna do it.
All right,
Devin, appreciate you coming on, buddy. You're an absolute beauty.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's a blast. It was a lot of fun.
We'll definitely get you on in the future once kind of sports and things open up and you have a new launch. Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll hit you guys up.
Maybe when you get the full, we're in summer now, so I guess the next line's fall.
I'm gonna have stuff coming. Hopefully, hopefully is the most word I've used ever. Like the whole COVID has been hopefully, and it's coming hopefully within the next month and a half. I should have more stuff coming. Piece by piece, and then hopefully I'll have a full fall kind of collection.
You should do a fashion show. We'll support. We'll be there front row.
Yeah, we'll fucking roll the fucking red carpet.
I'll make you guys model. Fuck, there you go.
Come on, you need some bigger size.
You all need all body types.
But maybe we'll get for the next fall line when you're getting ready to do that. We'll kind of hear the processes, how things have changed, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's been a great time. Honestly, I could keep on going. I have so much, and it's just like wow,
100%.
An hour flies by.
Yeah.
If you want
this one actually flew by.
Every Sunday, Trinity Bellwoods will be there.
I'm gonna be there. I'll be handing out freezes. I'll come get one, and I'll sign up regardless.
Beauty. Guys, if you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Give Devin a follow on Instagram. Follow me and your pal. Give my pal Georgie a big follow on TikTok. The guy's going viral.
Cast co-founder.
And other than that, stay tuned for the next episode and have a good one. Cheers, guys.
See ya. Peace.